Bam, 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 bam.
You are now about to witness
Knicks real talk, just enter the chat. We ain't Google apps like Google Maps. We don't use our YouTube frugal with stats as usual fact. It's your man, the brand is hands on, going hard like calluses. Who styles this? Aiming at your mental with the game analysis. On a pregame show, read the script, you know we get it like crypto. In the rip though, I cyber decrypted, we locked them from the get go. On this Knicks show, it's the co-pilots in the cloud like Microsoft. We hot like salt, the KLT drip club leading up the tip off. We flew by confidence, put your Nick content in beast mode like our charm. We a cheat code, we roll the ball too far for you to reach on. We get our teach on the show that's fire. Prior to Knicks going to the wire, hit the entire game, somewhere in front of me, the numbers be. They don't lie, Korea popped up from the third eye, you heard why. It's the #1 pregame show that's hitting like Soto. So picture the photo of your bros to the lens of that moto. It's the OGs, we outside riding the orange blue skies. And Metropolitan, we connect in the vets go wallowing. And the matters with the massive without shaking asses. The team streaming on major platforms and fast and fans asking who the creed that's in the building killing this Knicks kid assassin.
You are now about to witness
It's the Knicks real talk pregame show. Flame throwing like we dropping buckets.
He's on fire!
You are now about to witness
It's the Knicks real talk pregame show. Flame throwing like we dropping buckets.
He's on fire!
You are now about to witness
It's the Knicks real talk pregame show. Flame throwing like we dropping buckets.
He's on fire! He's on fire! He's on fire!
Yo, salute everybody. Good evening. Good evening. What's popping, people? What is good? What's going on, man? Divine Shot Powers. About to double team y'all up in here to build the man, get this thing popping on the pregame show. We doing it early tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks got a matinee game tomorrow, so we're going to hop in here tonight and talk about the game tomorrow. We're going to go over the recap of the game last night. Man, you know, obviously Knicks went out there and beat the team they supposed to beat and all that good stuff. But we're going to get into all that. Salute to the family in the building, in the chat, man. Thank y'all for coming in. What is popping? Fabian, what is good, my man? Dougie Fresh, what's popping? Queen Darlene, what's good? AP, what can I say? My dude is in the building. Brian Acosta, Latoria, what's good, sister? What's good with you? Everybody, man, salute to you. Thank y'all for coming in. We in here. Brian Acosta has always been a fan and a member. Thank you, my brother. Always helping to keep the lights on, man. Real talk. But yeah, man, we in here, man. We got a big game tomorrow. That is going to be the biggest, right now for me, Shop Out, probably the biggest game of the year. But before I go any further, what's good with you, my dude? What is popping, my man?
Everything good, Divine. Salute to you, Divine. As always, salute to the family in the chat. Since tomorrow's the game, I'm going to say, let's talk about it. Let's get it.
Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. It's big payback time tomorrow. We got the Orlando Magic coming to the world most famous arena at a matinee game. I'm looking forward to this one. I really am. This is going to be the one for the one because we owe the one. The good thing about it, we got Anunoby back. They got Banchero back. So excuse me. So they pretty much I'll go over the injury reports and the starting lines in a minute. So this is going to be one of them things is where there's no excuse for either one of these teams. You know what I mean? Last time we played them, they beat us 133-121. But it was, so now we got the chance of going there on our home court, which we're pretty good at this year, 12-1. We got Anunoby just got back in the building. It's going to be a different animal. So I'm really looking forward to this game. I really am. This is a big game for us in a lot of ways because these guys are now fourth in the Eastern Conference. We second. They looking to make some noise. We've been making noise. So we know we trying to make some more noise. So I'm really looking forward to this. Shop House going to be a good one, man. And I'm really looking for these cats ready to get down tomorrow, man. Give me your feeling about the game tomorrow. How you feeling?
Yeah, as you say, as the Knicks fan talks, every game is a big game to the New York Knicks fan. But this one has a little emphasis on it. This is really a big game for the New York Knicks. One, because we lost to this team. Two, the last time we lost to this team, how we lost to this team made a difference. So I want the team to get out there. And I say this, I said this in a couple of things. oh, everybody worried about beating Orlando, and I said, yeah, of course you do want to beat the teams that, especially in your division, in the Eastern Conference, and but let's not forget that last year a lot of the elite teams that we couldn't win against, we beat them in the playoffs. All right. So with that being said, yes, of course, I want to let it be known that when we play you guys, that it's going to be a hard fought game, and I want us to come out with the victory. But with the caveat is this is still the preseason. All the wins do accumulate for something, but the playoffs and the regular season are two different animals.
Yeah, it really is. And for me, I second emotion. But what's so important for me with this one is because I know this Eastern Conference thing is bunched up like
Right.
crazy, and,
Right.
and all these wins matter because we want that home court advantage, ladies and gentlemen, in the playoff. Make no mistake about it. If each 12-1 in the regular season in the Garden, only imagine what if we get home court advantage to the playoffs. No matter who we play, I don't care what team it is, ladies and gentlemen. I want to play 4 games in New York. I want to play 4 games in New York. And now these guys, they hungry. There's some hungry young men. Jamal Mosey got them guys hungry, and we hungry too. You know what I mean? So it's going to be one of them iron sharpen iron type of games, mano a mano. You give it to me, I give it to you. You know what I mean? Let's throw these gloves on. Let's go 15 rounds in this ring. Let's see who will stand at the end of the bell. So I'm really looking for the Knicks to go out there tomorrow, really, really establish themselves in that game because, like I said, we do owe them one, and these players got pride. And what's crazy about it is like when that team beat you, they're kind of showing their ass. But you know what? It's a different story right now, and I'm looking forward to going there and play it. So I'm really looking forward to that tomorrow. I hope everybody get to watch that game. It's gonna be a smoker, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be a smoker. I'm telling you, and I know our boys are ready for it. I think this is the biggest game so far this year. Period. Until we get ready to go to the Cup Tuesday. We got 2 games right now. That's going to be the biggest one so far. It's going to be the game tomorrow, and then we go to Toronto because if we beat Toronto Tuesday, obviously we move further in the Cup. So I'm really ready for this. But this is one of those games where, okay, you know what? The last couple of games, shot power against these guys. Okay, they might have had this guy. They didn't have Boncaro. We didn't have Anunoby. We didn't have this guy. They didn't have that guy. But now, both of these teams only got one player on the injured list, and I go through that in a minute. So there's no excuses. No excuse for our guys. I don't hear the matinee nothing. Let's go down there, put it up, let's get it popping, and let's see if we can let these boys know y'all trying to get to where we already been. You know what I mean? They're trying to get to where we've been. And like Shot Powell made a great point. It was a lot of teams that didn't, because of injuries or whatever the case may be, is the reason why a lot of other teams got ahead of them last year. You know what I mean? And now when you got teams that's back healthy like Philly and Cleveland, obviously, and all these guys now, a lot of them teams that was up there might not even be there hypothetically. So let's see how it goes. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be this is a playoff match later. We could see these guys in the playoffs probably for sure. Whether it's the first round, second round, or third round, we will get to see Orlando because they will be making the playoffs. They not no playing team. They got a solid team down there. They guys been playing together for a long time, at least 4 years. The only one that knew is Desmond Bain. So they got the continuity, the chemistry, camaraderie, you name it, they got it. You know what I mean? And I know they gonna come in here in the Madison Garden and want to audition for a Broadway show, like me and Shaw always say. They looking to come in here and audition for a show tomorrow, and our duty to let them know that you didn't make the cut for the show. So we got to go ahead and get a shot popping tomorrow, Shop Hours, and I just think it's gonna be one of them good ones for sure.
Yeah, this game is a big game. It really is, and and I do remember, if I'm not mistaken, we played them last time we played them. We was off a back-to-back, and we looked terrible. We looked tired, and we got beat up. And I mean, and we don't have that problem now, and we have OG back right now. You know what I mean? He's going to be amped up. I still, like I said, I thought he was going to be on a minutes restriction last night. He was only played like 23 minutes last night. So it was good to see him out there in limited time, still playing good basketball. And I think that tomorrow's game is going to be a game of runs. And I mean, I think both of these teams are very good at the half court game and also can push the pace really fast, quick. And I mean, and It's going to be a game to watch. It's going to be what did you put on? You didn't put the where it's going to be showed on.
Yeah, I'll put it up in a few minutes.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to just go right into the segue after you, being that we talk about Ananobi. We talk about the game the past day, the recap for the Utah game right quick. Then we jump right back into this game coming up. But real quick salute to Nick Nation is in the building. Nick Nation, what's good, my man? AP, like I said, G Money is in the building. Was popping. Dave Smith, what's good? What's good? Radu, what's popping, man? Salute to everybody in the building. Thank y'all for coming in, man, into the next room. I know y'all was down there early today. Ryan had a popping down there, man. So I appreciate y'all coming in here with us today, man, and all that good stuff. So Shop Powers last night, interesting game. We beat a team that we know we're supposed to beat. Obviously, they played the night before against the Brooklyn Nets, so we knew even though they didn't have to travel for, they had to come right across the bridge or whatever hotel they had been staying in that night. But nonetheless, they came in the Madison Square Garden yesterday and got waxed, which we supposed to wax them. So they came out there, they did their thing. New York Knicks put up 146 points. They was lighting it up in the first quarter. Defense looked good in the first quarter, 23-0 run, things of that nature. A lot of guys had it going. I mean, everybody was in the high pluses, which is rightfully so. Like I said, you're supposed to beat this team. You know what I mean? Record-wise, talent-wise, and that's a good team over there. They're going to be a good team. I still think they get in the play-in in the East, in the West, and once they get a couple of players back. Obviously, they won't get Walker Kessler back, so I don't know how much that's going to do. But I still think they got enough talent to get to the play-in, and they can see what happens from there. But I think we did a good job under the circumstances, knowing that they played on a back-to-back in Brooklyn, and we was ready to go. And I like what I seen from my guy from a lot of things. Other than Shop Out, I'm gonna say the second and third. I didn't like our defense. Maybe because we had the game blowed out like that, we wasn't really that focused on it because we gave up 30 points in one quarter, 34 in one quarter. After that first quarter, we gave up only 13, but it was 34, 30, and 35. You know, me and you going on that 25 points a quarter thing or 26 points a quarter to keep the teams around 108, 110. But nevertheless, they gave only up 112. But damn, Shopper, they threw up 146 on them cats, man. I was like, yo, they Vernon knocking down three, Deuce knocking down three. Big Cat had his rhythm going. Mikal and Josh Hart doing what they do. And what I like about Josh Hart game, and we always talk about this on this show all the time for the last so many years, New York Knicks always going to have two dudes give you 20, always, on any given night, no matter what, whether it's Brunson and Cat or Cat and Anunoby or Mikal and Cat. And now you got Deuce and Bride in the mix, so it's kind of good to see Shop because he was a 20-point scorer last night along with Brunson and him. So Brunson and him had led the way with the over 20 points scoring in the game. And I think it worked out well. The offense was clicking last night, Shop.
Yeah, to me, it's like a tune-up like game. I don't know if that's the right way of saying it. I seen things that they did last night that they haven't really tried out this year. Like they played Mitchell Robinson and Hakapurdy. But if I'm not mistaken, I seen them on the court together last night. I mean, when would you think you'd see that? there was some things that, especially when they got the big advantage. You seen the wars and stuff like that. So I think the Knicks. I think that was like a tune-up game. I don't want to say a tune-up game because it's an NBA team, but I think it was. I think they were warming up. I think they were trying to get their strategy together. Brunson got his eye of the tiger back. That shot was lethal last night. So Deuce is still commanding a lot of defense because he is knocking down big shots. So that game to me last night, the way they performed last night, if that's anything of how we perform tomorrow, and the defense was good because even with all those big numbers that they give up between the quarters, what was their score? 112, right?
12, yeah.
Right. So that's still, we wanted to be around 110, 112, 110, 114. Those are exactly where you want to be because this way it will probably bring you somewhere in the top 15. So I'm happy. I like the way they did certain things and they did attack. They in certain quarters they lacked off on the 3-point shot, depending on who was on the court. That made a big difference. But aside from everything else, how can you complain about anything about that game when this team everything was beautiful? 140 some points, man. 20 23 points before this team scored, and all these other accolades that they did. Incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they was like just to piggyback on what you were saying. They definitely was taking what the defense was giving them, and they was making them. You know what I mean? They were taking what it, and I think these guys, don't get me twisted, they're professional ball players over there. Marketing is good. I love what that young boy Belly gonna turn into. Ace Belly gonna be a problem, bro. For real, for real. He gonna be a problem in about 3 or 4 years. But what I was really happy about Shaw Powers that we got the boys out of there, and we let our Jens Levy players, our non-rotational players, get a lot of burn last night. You know what I mean? So it was good for them. It was good for Coley to be out there for almost 8 minutes. The war out there for 8 minutes. And once that boy put on 15 pounds of muscle and going to next year, understanding he will be the New York Knicks backup power forward next year. You make no mistake about that. The Warrior will go into the all season and put some weight on Shaw Powers. And I'm talking about not weight, fat weight, but muscle weight. I like his flow to the game. I like his size. He could bring the ball up and down the court. Something that was interesting we talked about on the pregame that show. Yabusele was going inside out. You know, and no matter who they playing against, they got a chance to get a rhythm because they had a lot of minutes. You know what I mean? Because he sat them guys that started only played like 23 minutes, 22 minutes, 28 minutes. So yeah. So he got to get them guys out there, but 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And I think I text you say, man, to get Anunoby out here right now. So, you know, but overall, you beat the team you're supposed to beat. You gave them you handled the business against them. And I think we did a good job on that, man. So kudos to the Knicks. They went and did what they had to do. They didn't mess around. They didn't play with their food. They went out there and handled these guys, man. And that's the way you're supposed to do it. Punch them in the mouth from the door, stagger them for a couple of rounds, and they knocked them out in the third quarter or fourth quarter, whatever you want to do, a TKO. And that's a wrap. And rightfully so, they're supposed to do that. And but one thing I could say, Shaw Powers, I thought about this for a minute. Compared to last year, you know what's crazy? Like the teams we supposed to beat, we whipping them. You know, last year, you know, we supposed to beat these teams. We was crying about the Knicks losing to the Hornets last year. We were all type of stuff. But this year, they are literally beating a brace off these teams, man. You know what I mean? So that tells me what type of team we have this year compared to last year. Tells me what type of bench we have last year. And I think I was talking to you earlier today. I was like, last year, Karl Anthony Towns out-rebounded and outscored our whole bench by itself. He scored like 24, something 13 last year. So to know that he did that against everybody on our bench, but this year, Shaw Powers, the New York bench is pretty much down there over 40 points. Deuce McBride right now having a good season, 11 points a game. Clarkson around 11, somewhere like that. Now, Josh Hart was around 13, 14 before he started to the starting lineup, and Shaman was giving you 10. And still you didn't get a lot from Yabusele yet and all these guys. So our team now compared to last year, our bench is performing up to standards, and that makes a big difference in the team. So I think our team's gonna have a pretty good second half. I think this is gonna be a stretch run, Shaw. I think we about to go on a run. Let me put it like that, Shaw Powers. I think the New York Knicks about to go on a run. I just can feel they about to go on a run. I think after that Boston loss, and you notice after that Boston loss, look how Cat have been playing defense. Look how these Cats been playing defense after that Boston 126 give up. They last regardless they was against whatever team they was against, but they defense had tightened up. Even Cat last night, I think he was more active last night than I seen him all year last night. He was active. Granted, against a team like that, but still they got players. They got Markin, they got Flip Wensky, they got all the Nurkic, they all pro players. Yusuf Nurkic, and I like his aggression on the defense side of the ball last night. So salute the Cat because he was out there getting it done. Real talk, man, and that's what you want to see. You want to see him. We know what that boy can do with the offensive side of the ball, but we always want to see Cat get in there and block a couple of shots. But he was out there actually contesting shots. I was like, okay, they must have some type of talk about something. You know what I mean? So and it showed proof last night. So good job by them overall, man. But the numbers was good, and I'm excited about it for sure.
Yeah, no question, man. I mean, everybody stepped up, you know what I mean? And you know that everyone stepped up when you see the starters. When we score 145 points and none of the starters even hit 30 minutes, right? I don't think nobody hit 30 minutes.
One.
One, yeah. I was about to say somebody, I think one person, I think I seen one, maybe two or something like that. It was Brunson, right? Or Deuce.
Brunson.
Yeah. So that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful basketball, man. And and that team is not going to be the team that we're going to play tomorrow. No, it is not. But it is a good hindsight of seeing what you can do when you position yourself, when you play together, when you play on a string. And these guys played really good last night. I don't think none of us had no 146 as a beat down number. You know what I mean? No, I mean nobody had no 146. I think the biggest number I seen was like 135 or something like that. 146? Man, that's major, man. And we beat them we just beat them up the whole game. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Once again, big game, but it's a matinee, but it is at the Garden. It's at the Garden, right? Yes, at the Garden.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's a big game. It's a matinee game, but it is at the Garden. So let's get it.
Yeah, this is a big game, ladies and gentlemen. Real talk, man. Let's show a little bit of the highlights and show some of what you could see what they were doing from a scoring standpoint and all that on the Knicks. They was getting some buckets last night, man. So we do that, man. Then we get back at it, man. For real.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, they was in the road, man. That shot was sweet by Cat. He was doing it. Josh Hart on the push ball right there. These cats was they was in their bag last night. Obviously Jalen Brunson with the midi right there. They just was doing it. Cat always had a good pass to go. Mikal out on the leak out. They was in it last night, man. They was doing it. And then this man this dude having a phenomenal year, brother. I can't say enough of what he accomplished. But this dude right here. 4 years, $60 million about to come up, ladies and gentlemen. Dudes was probably about to get paid. He about to get paid, bro, for real. He about to get Mitchell Robinson on contract, probably.
Yeah, that's what I said too. I said, who gonna keep Mitchell him?
They're going to have to keep up dudes. I mean, hopefully they can win it. I hope they can win it. Keep it on. Look at the crossover. Jalen Brunson, Mr. Burner, bro. Word is on that boy. I don't know what people. I don't even know how people get to question what that cat can do. I was thinking about so much stuff the other day about this dude, man, and what he had accomplished, and people don't even get it. He is something else to watch, bro. Yeah, but they definitely playing good ball. Like I said, against a team like that. But look at this cat right here, dude. I think that's one of the same shots he took, but bang. So overall, 23-0 the first quarter run. This. That's what I mean. That cat right there, shot power. Just give me one or two of them a game. That's all I need. And then stuff like that happen. Like I always say, you get a block shot. You can start the fast break, transition points, and things like that. So I definitely want to see him and Mikal and them keep blocking them shots, and Anunoby and them and Mitch and them before we get out on that fast break like that, man. But overall, it was a good look for them. Okay, Mitchell Robinson down there, eating.
Man.
He got to keep doing that. Stop throwing that ball back at that 3-point line, man, and throw that thing up at that rim. That's that 4-point play. Deuce, he's shooting at you like crazy, bro. For real. He on.
We knew this though, man.
Yeah, we did.
I don't know why everybody. I be hearing some people talk about, oh well, with Deuce when he went to the G League, Deuce was blowing it. He was 45, but he was scoring. He was hitting 3-point shots and driving the ball to the basket. I thought Deuce always could shoot. He just didn't have NBA legs yet. Now he got the legs. And despite what anybody talks about and stuff like that, in my opinion, even though he was hurt last year, he still had a good year, especially at the end of the year in the playoffs.
Yep. Yeah. He was just what, the sixth leader scorer on the Knicks team last year?
Yeah.
6th leader scorer on a bench, on one of the weakest benches in the NBA, with a dude that once you win there with the bench, all they had to do was double team Deuce, because they knew he was the only that had it popping. You know what I mean? Because and everybody who played with Deuce on that bench last year is not even in NBA except for my man Preston Chua.
That's a fact.
In the NBA.
That's a fact. And he got moved twice since New York, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, these cats are not even in the NBA. That was like, you know what? That was the same thing what happened with when Tibbs got here, Julius Randle, and we used to call him the bunch of Tito's. And then the year after that, when Knicks got to the playoffs, Nerlens well out of the league, Reggie Bullock out of the league. All of the dudes who was playing with Randall wasn't even in the league the year after that. That just goes to show you how this thing works. They took average players, and made them cats into something. You know what I mean? And that's why I respect Tibbs so much, because even Nerlens Noel not in the league. Reggie Bullock not in the league no more. Only one kind of stayed around was Alex Burks. Everybody else didn't even play and didn't play after that. So, Fournier gone, Kemba Walker not in the league no more. This is amazing for 3 years ago. So that's why I say I look at like today compared to the bench we had last year, Shot Powers, we got 3 or 4 of them guys that are not even in the league. PJ Tucker, like I said, Campaign, Dylan Wright, and Pressure Chua somewhere else. He barely made it this year. So that's just a testament to what Deuce McBride had to be dealing with when he was on the court. Because they say, well, these other cats ain't doing nothing. Let me focus on this dude. But like Tibbs always said, he's seen it every day in the gym. Every day, Tibbs said, we see this dude, Deuce McBride, every day. And we know it's not nothing new to us. So salute to Deuce McBride, man, for keep putting in the work, keep working on your craft, but he's gonna get paid, though, rightfully so. Just like Mitchell Robinson, I hope he be around. I think you for $4 million, what that dude giving you is unbelievable. And you watch it pay dividends tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Here's why I say that. Watch when they go up against Orlando bench with Anthony Black and all them guys coming off that bench. Watch Deuce McBride impacting that game tomorrow when they got to defend guys like Anthony Black and all these guys who can score off the bench for Orlando. I think it's going to be pretty good for them tomorrow in the Sharp House. Let's hope that he keep doing what he's doing. I don't know, let's hope he keeps shooting. If he stay above 40% this year, obviously, he ain't going to stay hot as he is now. He's going to cool off eventually. Don't nobody stay hot like that forever. You know what I mean? But right now, we got to enjoy the ride because that 3-and-D is real. It's real. He's doing a good Sharp House. He's defending the best guys on the court, on the backcourt, and he's shooting the ball real well. And that's why that's what we want from him. So let's see if he can keep it going. I think he will be and if he did get traded, which I don't think he will, he's a good asset though, a big time. And, I don't see the Knicks trade Deuce McBride for that money, but I hope they give him his $15 million, just like they gave Mitch $15 million, 4 years, $60 million. Whether it's 3 years with the team option, I don't care. But he's been part of this growth for the New York Knicks franchise for the last 4 years. Pay that man. I really believe he keep up at this pace. They'll pay him. So good job by Deuce McBride. He had a good game last night, and for the last so many games, averaging like 16 points a game. That's good to see right there. We just got to keep it going, and hopefully this cat just keep prospering and keep making us happy to be Knicks fans. And I think he definitely putting in the work, and we hopefully he can keep it going. And we right quick, ladies and gentlemen, look at some box score for last night. We get back at it. Shot Powers. We look at the Knicks starters last night, the whole team in general, 146 to 112. Anunoby, 23 minutes, 11 points, 50% from the floor. I'll take that. 1 assist, 2 turnovers, but he was playing light minutes. Karl-Anthony Towns, 22 minutes, 18 points in 22 minutes, shot 40-something%, damn near close to 50% from the floor, shot over 50% from downtown. Only missed 2 threes, 4 for 4 for the charity strike, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, a plus 21. Great job by him in a limited minutes. Josh Hart, 8 points. Charity strike 2 for 2, 3 for shot 50% from the floor, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. He had a steal last night. He was plus 37 because his defense was on too. But Mikal Bridges, 20 minutes. 20 minutes, 10 points, 5 for 7 from the floor, 2, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, plus 21. He was doing the damn thing. The burner had it going. He was killing the game last night. 31 minutes, 33 points. That's damn near a point a minute, ladies and gentlemen. 9 for 17 from the floor, 6 for 9 from downtown, 9 for 9 for the charity strike, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, plus 37. He had it popping last night. Yabusele came in, and even though it was garbage minute, but what I did like about that thing, Yabusele, we talked about it. I think Nick Yak kind of started off the conversation. We were like, I said, Shabbat, what do we got to do different to kind of get his rhythm? And the first thing he did was score down in the middle. Then he kept scoring down in the paint, pounding the ball, get it back out. Good job by him in 9 minutes, 11 points in 9 minutes. That was good to see. 2 rebounds, -5. I liked what DeWara did. I just like that guy, man. 2 assists, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 points. But he's gonna be a good one, I think. Mitchell Robinson, 16 minutes, 4 points, 2 for 2 from the field goal area, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals and a block, 3 offensive rebounds only, plus 13 in 16 minutes. Obviously, Clarkson had it going, 31 minutes, 16 points. I mean, he didn't shoot relatively well, but he 5 from 13, 2 for 5 from downtown. He had 5 assists and 4 rebounds, 2 turnovers, but 2 steals, though. But Deuce McBride was the dude, though. 22 points in 22 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 7 from 11, 7 from 10 from downtown, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, shot powers, defense impeccable, plus 35. Nothing to say about that young man, man. Salute to Deuce McBride. Keep up the good work. Now, shot powers, you look at this thing up top, Ananobi, Carl Towns, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, that's why starting 5. Now that bench looks a little bit more deeper now because that means Miles McBride back there, Clarkson there. And ladies and gentlemen, here's another thing y'all got to check this out. They scored 38 points between them two, and Yabusele's 11. That's 49 points. They doubled up our bench last year. See, that's why I think this team is way better than last year, Shot Power, because our bench is no longer going to be Achilles' heel to our second unit, to our first unit this year, Shot Power. That's what I like about it.
It is no question about that. And we all seen it, man, how Deuce was, in my opinion, Deuce was the reason why IQ is not here right now. You know what I mean? Deuce is the reason why IQ is not here right now. Deuce has been here. He's one of the longest tenured Knicks. He's right under Mitchell Robinson. He's been here 4 or 5 years so far.
Mm-hmm.
He has grown. He has elevated his game. And once again, last season wasn't a bad season for him. He was hurt a lot of the season, but in the playoffs, he was rock solid. You know what I mean? So he this year, I knew that he was going to come out here and really, and he's out there shooting the ball, knocking out. Don't people remember when he was at that high school or something like that, and he was getting interviewed, and they gave him the basketball. He shot the basketball. All the kids were standing across the basketball field. He shot the basketball. The basketball went in. No practice, no nothing. I said, Drew's going to have a phenomenal year this year, and he is. So I have no worries about Deuce McBride. I think he is going to be going down the stretch a big part of what the New York Knicks do to win big games at big times because, in my opinion, Deuce McBride makes big shots.
Yeah, real talk. That was he was on the Pat McAfee show, and he went back to the alma mater, West Virginia, and he was shooting for somebody. If he made a shot, somebody got a scholarship.
Right. Yeah. You seen? Yeah. He threw that.
Deep too. Deep. Yeah, you was on the Pat McAfee show. Yeah, he did it for West Virginia cats to win the scholarship. He got it too, man. That was great, though. Yeah, good job by Deuce, man. Keep up the good work, my man. Keep working hard, and I think just keep believing in yourself because it's all about confidence. And he got confidence. That's one thing I think he had that Quentin Grimes didn't have.
Thanks.
Confidence to shoot that ball and let it go. Deuce McBride don't hesitate. Worry about it. He just let it ride. But salute to the chat, man. A couple of people came in. I want to highlight them. Nostalgia, my brother. What's popping? Nostalgia. What's good? Schofield. First time seeing you here, but salute to you, Schofield. Appreciate you coming in. Real talk. Everybody else, like I said, Nostalgia and everybody, the families in the building. Salute to everybody, man. We appreciate y'all coming in, man. We in here, man. Knicks look good. And like I said, now our big boy Shot Powers, that two-headed monster, Carl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. They look like they about ready to get into that groove. And I'm really happy about that because I think these cats they complement each other real well. And one thing I do love about these two guys more than a lot of other guys in the NBA, and I think this is one of the most important things that people miss about. They forget about Jalen Brunson and Carl Anthony Towns. They are winning ball players. They're winning ball players. So you got a lot of guys who got talent, but they're not winning ball players. Jalen Brunson and Carl Anthony Towns is winning ball players. And what's amazing to me about these two dudes, right? They both was in the Western Conference and came to the Eastern Conference, and they both went to the Western Conference Finals and then went to the Eastern Conference Finals. And I thought about this the other day because I heard this one thing, Shot Power, somebody was talking about Jalen Brunson, and I was like, listen, if you look at that young man resume, and I think this is important, yeah, give me a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen, and let me get this off, please. High school state championship, double two-time national championship player. Here's what's crazy to me. He comes to the NBA, Dallas, Luka Doncic. Jason Kidd takes over. Luka Doncic goes down in the first round of the playoffs. Jalen Brunson sends Donovan Mitchell packing. I want to put this resume out there because I think people got to understand this. He sends, without Luka Doncic, because he got injured in that first round, Jalen Brunson sends Donovan Mitchell home. Luka Doncic come back to second round series. Jalen Brunson sends Devin Booker home. Right? And here you go to caveat shot powers. The next year, he leaves Dallas. Dallas with Luka Doncic fall to the play-in. They fall to the lottery, not the play-in, the lottery, ladies and gentlemen. Jalen Brunson comes to the New York Knicks, and Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks fall to the lottery. And to put the ice on the cake, they lost the game on purpose for the New York Knicks to not get the number. Jalen Brunson comes to New York first year, send Donovan Mitchell home again. First year, send Donovan Mitchell home again. Mitchell Robinson dominated them cats. Mobley and my man in the playoffs. RJ Barrett had a great playoff until he had a John Starks moment in Game 6 against Miami with a Julius Randle who got hurt 75 games into the season, and they got hurt again in the playoff. Check this out. Now he sent my man home. The next year, Jalen Brunson sends Joel Embiid home, right? Sends Joel Embiid home. He loses to my man in the second round, 7 games with a depleted roster with 6 players, and fractures his hand, and they lose to my man in 7 games against Indiana. The next year, sends Cade Cunningham home, sends Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum home. This is Jalen Brunson, ladies and gentlemen. This man had everybody, they be talking about who bet Jalen Brunson is a superstar. He sent all
home, baby.
He sent Donovan Mitchell home, Devin Booker home, Joel Embiid home, Jaylen Brown home, Jason Tatum home. What's my man name over here in Detroit? Cunningham.
Cunningham, yeah, there you go.
Sent all of them home. Big Cat sent Jokic home. Come to the East. Help Jalen Brunson send all them cats home. That's why y'all got to put respect. These is a winning duel we got here. I just wanted to put it out there because he killed Jokic in that series. Him and Anthony Edwards and them. So that's why I'm excited about this team shot power. We got a 1A dude. We got 2 1A dudes. It ain't no Jalen Brunson better than no Karl-Anthony Towns. It ain't no Karl-Anthony Towns better than Jalen Brunson. We got 2 1A dudes. And here's a caveat to all that shot power. Last year, out of 400 and something players in the NBA aficionado, the ones who make all the stat, they put Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson as 2 of the top 15 players in the NBA out of 400 some people, because they was all NBA players. That's why I'm always giddy, and why y'all think I'm so positive about them. It's not that I'm positive about them. The numbers don't lie. I don't got to talk negative about the Knicks. Ain't nothing to talk negative about because they winning. Since my man Leon Rose got here and Tibbs got here, New York Knicks have been winning. So there's no reason to talk negative about the Knicks. You could critique them every game. You could critique them game by game, whatever. But if you look at their resume, we got 2 legit dudes on our team. And I guarantee you they're going to be there. I just want to put that out there because I think, sometimes we complain about, ISO this. That ISO ball sent all them dudes home. Jalen Brunson ISO ball sent all them dudes home. Until they beat Jalen Brunson and Big Cat, I ain't trying to hear none of them dudes better. Donovan Mitchell was good. He's not a winning ball player. He ain't did nothing. Joel Embiid, he ain't did nothing. Jalen Brunson went farther than them dudes in the course of 4 years. He done went further than all of them. So we gotta get this man his flowers, and that one of those his NBA scoring record in the playoffs is damn near up there with Michael Jordan's them. Think about this, shot powers. Jalen Brunson scoring in the playoffs is up there with some of the all-time greats. And this man came to New York and represented for us, man. And we got to let people know that this dude is the real deal. We got to stop all that crazy shit. This dude is legit. And that's why Giannis want to come here. That's why he want to come to York, shot powers, because we got that boy right there. And I think you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm excited about this run. This run we about to go on tomorrow, starting tomorrow, that Emirates Cup. Watch this team. Anunoby back. They fully loaded. They going to go on it. They about to go on that run. I see this 17-3 coming. Shot powers, hopefully. For real. That's how I feel it. Man, I really think we just got to give these cats credit where they credit due. Shot powers. We got a good team. We got some good dudes out here. Let's get it popping.
Yeah, and they still figuring it out, kind of, sort of, not really figuring out. They are past the hump. They know what they need to do. They just have to do it. Execution is what's happening now, and you see it in town in Karl Anthony Towns. We talk about Karl Anthony Towns not being a great defender, but he's getting better at playing defense. He's not a
Yeah,
great
absolutely.
defender. He's
Absolutely.
not a great defender, but he is getting better playing defense with this team because of the defensive plays that he has around the Tula. You heard that right? He is definitely playing better around the players that are on the court, which are defensive minded players. So it makes him look better as well. So yeah, do he has still have a little bit of lapse or something like that? Yeah. Not so much these last couple of games has his hand been in the cookie jar, but yeah, has he made a couple of fouls that you'd be like, oh, come on, Cat, what you doing, man? Yeah, you know what I mean, but not as much. You ain't me. I haven't noticed it. Like, oh, come on, Cat. Like it was like beginning of the season, it was like every other play. But the one thing that I think that he's trying to, just another thing that is a great thing now, because at the beginning of the year, I was saying about Cat that his hardest job this year was learning how to play power forward and center. He has that no more. He is the center of the New York Knicks now. So now you will see these games like we have seen in these last couple of games when Mitch has gone back to the second unit, these 35-point games, these 17 rebound games, stuff like that. You'll start seeing that more often from him because he is a great rebounder. And yes, he can score the basketball. And he can score the basketball at 3 levels. You know what I mean? And if you foul him, he's going to knock down a free throw. He can shoot mid-range shots, and he loves that top of the key free throw. I mean 3-point shot. He loves that shot. He doesn't shoot many from the corner, but that top of the key, maybe a foot behind the top of the key, he love that shot. He love it. So that's his game up. He gets that ball there. He actually he's going to shoot the ball. He up fake you jump out of his skin, and then he goes by you and dunks it on you. So I'm happy with everything that the team is starting to come together with. And I don't even know why I'm talking about Karl Anthony Towns. He is an all-star. He is a superstar as well in the making right here. He is a superstar.
Hey, we have our Walt Clyde. We got our Walt Clyde Frazier and Willis Reed right there on the Knicks. Jalen Brunson and Big Cat. That's why I think we get a ring sooner or later. Walt Clyde Frazier, Walt Clyde Frazier and Willis Reed, Jalen Brunson and Big Cat. Why? That's the only reason Patrick Ewing ain't got a ring. He didn't have a Jalen Brunson. He had players around him. You think about my man never had an all-star counter superstar player to play with him. Patrick Ewing never did.
Nope.
Never did. Even Carmelo didn't even have a guy like Jalen Brunson, say for Jason Kidd at the end of his career, and then Mike Wilson took them to the semis or whatever. But this team with Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and Jalen Brunson and Big Cat, and that bench they got this year, which they had a bench that only scored 24 points a game last year, dead last in the league. So that means after all the stuff them started did last year, they couldn't go all the way because they didn't have a bench. Well, this year is different. I'm really looking forward to that, man. And we're going to get a pop. Let me open the panel up, bring Mr. Nick Nation in the building, and we really get a pop. Then we go over the stats for tomorrow, man. I got the stats, the line, and we get into all that good stuff tomorrow. So but let me open up the panel, bring my brother in here. We get a pop. And Mr. Nick Nation, what popping, my man?
What's good, brothers? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear.
All right, cool. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a long day.
I know,
just
man.
wanted to pop on and say what's up to my brothers.
You've been grinding, my man. For
Yeah. We was been on a bit of a marathon, you know what I mean?
Hey,
but just all love about the Knicks, man.
Yeah.
That's all it's about, man. We out here loving them. That's what.
I'm just gonna say this. I thought y'all was doing your Jay Chosen had got off. Y'all was starting to break it down and stuff like that. I did my last little salute and got off the thing. I go out and come back. I go get back on TV. I look on. I say, oh, it say live still. I come back on. Y'all still on. Latoria on. I'm like, where's the bumper, please?
Yeah, man. It's a big. Hey, man. It's holiday time. It's a family affair, brothers. It's a family affair.
Right, you know, I told
So
you,
it's all
Ron,
good.
I say, Ron, you don't run sprints, you run cross country, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ron be running cross
yeah,
country, but
yeah.
Ron got
That's
to grind.
he's
Ron
yeah, yeah,
got to
he's
grind
yeah,
all day a week, man.
yeah. He's strong, man. He's strong. He can do it.
Yeah,
He
do
can
it.
do it.
I
He can
remember
do
when I
it.
first started, man, we would be on here like that same thing, man. We'd be like 5, 6 hours, 3 in the morning, running our mouths, but it's
Yeah,
all
dude.
good though.
It's
We
for the
love it.
love. It's for the
Yeah,
love of the
we love
Knicks, baby.
Yes,
That's
it is.
family. That's
It is
fam.
family, brother. Yeah,
It's gonna
man.
be a good listen here, man. We're gonna have a good game come tomorrow,
Yeah,
man.
that's gonna be important.
You know what I mean? I got a feeling, the coach done came up with something good. You know what I mean? We're gonna approach it a little bit different,
Yep.
and get this win.
Yeah.
And that's all I care about. I just want to get this win.
Yeah.
I just want us to, you know what I mean? I want us, like you said, hopefully go on a run. Because remember last year around this time, we went on a run. That's how we got to all those wins. We went on like a streak or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I think it was 9-0, something like that. We was rolling.
Yeah, something crazy like that. Yeah, we need that.
Yeah,
we need that. We need that. Let me tie it off right now and inject that into my veins.
Shoot it.
You know what I mean? I need that right there.
We need that. Yeah, we need that. We need that Nick fix like no other, my man, for real.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's a big game for a lot of reasons, though. Nick Nation and Shop Howard. It's a lot of reasons because number one, we're gonna be on our James Brown shit. It's the big payback. We owe y'all one. And when the last time y'all played the 133, 121, because they had no choice. They had Mr. Robinson having to guard France Wagner. We can't keep that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now we got Anunoby back in the fold. They got Boncaro back in there, but now you got guys like you could throw Anunoby on Boncaro. You could throw Mikal or Josh Hart on Wagner. A little bit more speed, a little bit more matching their size and height down. And then we obviously got Mikal Bridges in there to go down with Suggs and Bainham. I'm looking forward to this one. This Ali Frazier to me.
Yeah, I think we just got to take certain things away from them. We can't give them both.
Right.
If they're going to score on us on the inside, you know what I mean? You give that, and then you take that 3 away.
Mm-hmm.
I think that last time, the last game, they kind of had a balance on us because they were known not to be a good shooting team, but they shot pretty well on that 3-point line. We got to defend that better overall. I don't know about because I think at one point, we had stepped back off and were trying to entice them more to take a 3 off the the scouting report, which basically you would do. But I think that, hopefully we know a little bit better this time and just get up into them early. You know what I mean? Second half, maybe where their legs are not the same, then you allow some of that 3-point, you know what I mean? You give them a little step back because they're just nearly not a good shooting team like that, besides Bane. You know what I mean? Bane's a guy you never, you know what I mean? You can't never leave that guy, so you definitely want to, get into these guys, get into their legs. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The way you take a big guy's strength away is you get into his legs.
Right.
And that's, you know what I mean? That's just the point of the principle of it. So hopefully, we do a little bit more of that and, have a better outcome. Mm-hmm. But I think we just got to, hustle more, give more effort because some teams just is what it is. Mm-hmm. And we got to be on top of our A game. Yeah. We, like you say, we need this game because we don't want to, there's a point of the split. Mm-hmm. So, because they've got 2 on us already, right?
Yep.
So, you know what I mean? We want to, never know, come whatever terms, we always want to either have the split or the win. I prefer the win. You know what I mean? Absolutely. The winning record over them.
I think tomorrow, Shop Howard and Nick Nixon, I really believe Nick's going in and tear these boys up. I'm being honest with you. I'm gonna tell you the last game we played them. Like I said, no Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson, and now the way Cat playing now, if Cat run now, he had Wendell Carter in foul trouble all that last game. He had him in foul trouble the whole thing. What I like about this thing now is that Big Cat gonna take Wendell Carter out for that 3-point line. They're gonna open up that lane, and they're gonna force Boncaro and Wagner are not good defenders. They backcourt is special. Like Bane and Suggs is special.
Yeah.
But Boncaro number is not in the elite status of defenders. But I do think that we're gonna have between Shop Powers to really get down there in MSG, dominate the home court. We loaded. They loaded. We loaded. But I don't think they team better than the Knicks. I ain't even trying to hear that. I got Knicks in the final. I don't got Orlando Magic in the final. I got the Knicks in the finals. Not because I'm a homer, because I just think that this that next step in our maturation. This is our next step. And I think this team is lock and loaded. They know they coming there to handle business tomorrow, sharp power, because we owe them one. And I think they're gonna come out there tomorrow and play. I think
we're a much better shooting team. It's not even close. Much better, like as far as shooters in that sense. They just score a lot more. What's name as far as on the inside,
They do, and they get to a lot.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. We got to just play smart, and limit turnovers. Turnovers were a big thing for us on that last game, if you guys remember, right? It was, and like I said, I was talking about that earlier. Suggs is, I can't, as much as I hate his hairline, let me tell you something. I can't take away that from him. He would have been more than likely probably all defensive. He might have took it last year because he's really, really good at the point of attack, and that annoyance, that physicality, that pushing and that banging on you. So a lot of times I don't want to see Brunson fighting on his way up with that. I want to see them figure that out. They need to do better with that. You know what I mean? So he can conserve his energy down on the other end. Don't make him have to, because that's what their game plan was. It was clearly simple. We're going to target and hunt him on the defensive end. And then on the offensive end, we're going to do our best to frustrate him. And if he's bringing the ball up, we're going to guard him 90 feet all the way up. You got to protect your player a bit. And I think we need to that point of the scheme just needs to, be tweaked. Once you tweak that, and you take away some of that, because that was their strength and they leaned on that strength and it worked out for them. But if we can, but there's so many ways to scheme around that and to make that, obsolete instead of running our heads, straight into it. So hopefully, we avoid that trap again. And because it kills us when we only get the ball up across half court and then all of a sudden it's just at that boom, 16 seconds, before we start getting in the rotation of our offense. Next thing you know, it's 11 seconds. That's not the way we want to play, because then we're pushing their agenda and not our agenda. Yeah, so let's look for more for it and push our agenda for tomorrow. Get up and jump on them early, first thing, 12:01,
Yeah, I think what. In fairness to Brunson, one thing I can say though, he always gives it to Suggs though. Suggs can't even fuck with Brunson.
Yeah, no, he does. No, he was saying, but the issue is because he's making them work so much. You know what I mean? Like that it's killing the rotation of our offense. That by the time, it gets so clutched down, it bogs us down. We got to avoid allowing teams to bog us down, and we have to press our agenda. And our agenda is to get up the court quickly and score. But what that's doing is that's stifling us. We have to get around that. You can't allow that. We can't allow, if he's going to guard him, so what? Then let somebody else bring it up.
Yeah, I think they've been doing a good job of that, because you see Mikal and Hart doing that. And the last time we played Atlanta, it wasn't even our offense that lost against them. We gave up 133 points to them dudes.
Yes.
Jalen Brooks had 33 and 11.
Yes.
They scored 121 points. But anytime the New York Knicks give up 120 points, they're probably going to lose a game. That's any team in the NBA. And when they beat us the last time, it was really Franz Wagner. Mitchell Robinson couldn't stop Franz Wagner. He had a field day because Mitchell Robinson was the center. And
we gave up those points off turnovers, though. Go back and look at the points off the turnovers. That's what hurt us.
I understand that point. I understand that, but at the same time, that game was Franz Wagner destroyed us. I mean, even off not just basically when they go out in the half court set, they throw the ball to Franz Wagner. They know Mitchell Robinson can't get that. He would take Mitchell Robinson to the hole ridiculously. I'm like, but we didn't have no choice because Anunoby wasn't there and them other young guys wasn't ready. But I think this is going to be a different one. Like I said, these cats, they in trouble tomorrow. I'm telling y'all, listen, this team 15.
I think Mitch will be better though. Yeah, I think Mitch learned the lesson because what he did was he put a lot of hezzy moves on Mitch, which froze Mitch and then put Mitch out of place. And Mitch got Mitch off his feet. If Mitch just stays down a lot and just keeps his hands raised straight up, sometimes, you know what I mean, you got to give these guys like that the shot. He's 6'11", you know what I mean? So it's and with a long reach. So sometimes you got to give him the shot. And I just think he caught Mitch a little bit off balance last time. But, Mitch is a prideful person as well. So I think he'll, you know what I mean, he'll do probably did his film work and say, hey, yeah, because that was bad. That was a bad. That's where he came from. I do remember what you're saying about that.
Yeah, that definitely was a Mitch match because, and what he did to Mitch is what he do to small forwards. He took Mitch out to the 3-point line. Mitch had to go all the way out there to the 3-point line, and Wagner put that ball on the floor. And Mitch can't keep up with him. It's not too many, and I don't think it's too many dudes that side can keep up with Franz Wagner with his skill set. When he take him all the way out there to the 3-point line, that Mitch got to try to chase this dude from down at 30 feet. And with the condition Mitch was in at the time, just getting back, just rounding his shape, that was a Mitch match. That was the only reason we lost that game with that Franz Wagner. 37 points, ladies and gentlemen. 37. Couldn't stop him.
Yeah, you just gotta stay that. You gotta stay down on him and make him a shooter. You know what I mean? Make him a shooter. Don't let him get to the basket that way.
Now watch tomorrow. I bet you he won't get that on Anunoby or Mikal Bridges or Josh Hart because they got speed like him. They could keep up with him. He would not get no 37 on Anunoby. I could book that.
Let's hope not, because we need somebody needs to get in it. But the problem is that it's the height difference through matchup. So last time, if you remember, because I was confused about that. I was confused about our defensive strategy. Do you remember who was guarding Franz first? It was weird. It was a weird defensive principle that he started, and then that's what messed us up. He had Brunson guarding him. I couldn't understand why. So I kept looking like, what's going on here? So I thought maybe they were hunting him and switching him off onto that point, but he was starting out on him. Like if on the scouting report, maybe it's something about him dribbling. And I think for a while, he didn't really want to put the ball down, with a smaller guard underneath him. And it staggered him for a while. But then all of a sudden, you remember when Brunson then came off of him, or what they did was called a timeout, and then tried to make, him catch the ball down further into the paint. It was weird setup. I'm telling you, go back on that game, and I was like, why is he doing that? And then that's where it seemed, and then after a while, he got into a rhythm, and then we tried to put Mitch on him. By that time, he was in a rhythm, and it was too late.
Yeah, you know what? I think this is a different team. I think this is a different team Orlando playing. They're not even good on the road, first of all. I'm not even worried about Orlando tomorrow. New York Knicks going to bust their ass tomorrow, and that ain't being positive. I'm telling y'all right now.
No. We need you to be positive, brother. Be positive.
I'm positive about the outcome, but I don't. What I'm saying is, I'm talking about team and skill-wise. Watch what happened in Madison Square Garden tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I'm telling
you. We need it. We need that. We need that 6-man out there.
They trying to get to where we already been. There's nobody in the East right now that I'm even – listen, New York Knicks will be the number one team in the East. If we wouldn't have lost to Boston, we'd be one game behind Detroit right now. They starting to get beat up on now they playing good team. They going down. Knicks going to beat these boys tomorrow. They have a 3-game lead on them. Toronto got smoked by the Charlotte Hornets in Toronto the other day. We just busted Charlotte Hornets up by 20-something. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no. I believe Detroit will definitely – Detroit will level out. Detroit's going to level out. That's for sure. Yeah. They're going to level out.
The New York Knicks is about to go on this run. They got another player back because it's hard to replace 17, 6, 30, 40% from downtown or whatever. You don't have guys on your bench. Now that means that your team is even more stronger because now Anunoby's back. That means that guy they took off the bench to put in the lineup because they hurt. Now he goes back to his natural position. Telling y'all, these New York Knicks came into the season saying we on a mission, and after all we've been through, we are sitting 15-7 in the Eastern Conference in the second seed shot powers without Anunoby for 9 games, without Shaman, who was averaging 10 points a game. We lost a burner for a couple of games. Mitchell Robinson came out the gate not healthy, missing games. Josh Hart came out the gate iffy. Now we starting to round in the shape. You're going to see the real New York Knicks team now. I don't even got no worries about this team. And then so far, every year since Tim been here, since Leon Rose been here, my prediction's been 100. They've been 100 every year. They've been 100.
Hey, listen here. Well, listen here. Give me the thing. Text it to me so I can get my bet in, man.
Listen, I don't know what the final score going to be. I don't know what the final score going to be, but I guarantee you, Orlando going to have a problem tomorrow. They're going to have a problem tomorrow. This ain't the team they played in Orlando. Orlando's not a good road team, ladies and gentlemen. Even last year, they wasn't a good road team. They get down there in Disney World, they can light it up. They are coming in the Maxwell Garden Shot Powers with a fully loaded Knicks team other than Shaman. And these boys is on a mission. And I guarantee that matinee tomorrow, Shot Powers, give me some thoughts on that. Then I put it the stats and everything. But I'm confident. I'm confident because I just know what we have. And I know we got 2 all-NBA dudes sitting there. I don't kind of critique these guys on a regular basis because they've been in the league 10 years. I know what they do. Their numbers don't lie. Their status don't lie. I never worry about the Knicks offense. New York Knicks got the number 1, 2, 3 offense in the league. I never critique their offense. Ain't nothing to critique. They got last year, they had the 3rd best offense in the league up to maybe the last quarter of the season. They end up 5. Knicks don't have a problem on the offense. Never do. They have a problem on the defense. If Knicks defense come to play, ain't nobody messing with the Knicks. Knicks put up 121 points a game right now and still without Anunoby for 9 games. They offense been lethal since last year. Bro. You know what I mean?
Say that again, too. I want to clear some up. Yesterday, I had said 7-2 is actually 6-3 with OG out. I want to refresh that. I'm sorry about that yesterday. I said 7-2 was actually 6-3.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But what's your thoughts? Give me some thoughts on that game from your perspective. You heard me and my man Nick Nation. What's your gut feel on that game tomorrow?
Oh, you mean as far as?
No, I'm talking about shot.
I'm talking shot. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't have I think the Knicks are going to come out to play basketball. It's the revenge tour. They already said it too. They want revenge. They talking about it, not us, not me. I want it because of what happened, and I know that they want it because I know how they took it. They took a bad loss coming off a back-to-back game and scored a lot of points. I think it was 121 to 130 something or something like that. But you can't give up that many points. And overall, Orlando's not a team that scored that many points. So I believe that I'm more willing to let them shoot the 3-point shot and stop them driving to the basket because that's where they kill you. They percentage going to the hole, if I'm not mistaken, is almost 50%, and they shoot a lot of free throws. So if we could nip that in the bud, I would let them, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're still shooting around 33 to 35% from 3-point land. I would test my luck with playing the defense, the stellar defense on the end of the perimeter, and spot defense on certain occasions, especially like a Bane or if Cherish Sunit or someone that's a pretty prolific 3-point shooter. I think that's where we focus on. On stop driving them to the paint and limit them with good open 3-point shots.
Yeah, real quick, I'm gonna go to the stats in a minute and put that. But here's another thing important about that last game. Because Mitchell Robinson had to start, they didn't have nobody for Gaga Bature, Guga, and all those guys. Now Mitchell Robinson is in that second unit. Now when Goga and all the guys coming in, you got Mitchell Robinson there with him now. You know what I mean? We had to put Mitchell Robinson in the star lineup with Cat because we didn't have this type of player we needed at that time to be able to say, okay, you know what? We could take Mitch out. Hot Purdy wasn't ready. The Wall wasn't ready. We had all them young dudes there. Yabusele wasn't ready because he just was trying to find his way. They playing a different Knicks team like Shaw Power said. They played the Knicks last time coming off a back-to-back.
Facts.
Back-to-back. And
so do you think he's going to keep the same lineup?
I think he's going with Cat. He's going with his same 5 that got into the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Big Cat. Okay. He's going with his natural 5. The 5 that got into the finals last year, I think he's going with that. And that's what I like about this now. Now you got Deuce McBride, Clarkston, Yabusele, Mitchell Robinson. I guess right now because Shaman out, Tyler Kolek. I like that because I think Deuce McBride and my man could be an X factor, especially when Anthony Black coming in. Because Anthony Black's a damn good ball player, good defender. He can get down. Obviously Jonathan Isaac and all the guys. They gotta listen. Nobody disrespecting Orlando Magic. They got a good ass team. They are loaded. I mean, they Jamal Mosley.
I think Diawara though might come in before what's his name now?
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so because I love Diawara's game. I think he.
I think he may come in before Yabo now.
Yep.
Yeah, because to me and to me this is a better matchup wheelhouse because he did play a little bit last game. Remember, he did play a little bit.
Yep.
He actually caused Franz to miss a couple of times. If you remember right, I think it was like twice where he, you know what I mean, that shot, he arched that shot a little bit more because of his length.
Yeah.
So I think he should hopefully, get some spot minutes. I'd like to get this kid about 8 minutes, you know what I mean?
Yep.
To spell, especially, well, I think he has to too. He has to make a decision on what's this is, and I know he's second, this will be his second game back. They ain't gonna give him but so many minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's his hamstrings, which they have to, as soft tissue. So they're going to bring that back up slowly.
Yeah, he did a good job. I like the way Mike Brown did that yesterday. He let him play 4 minutes a quarter. 4 minutes a quarter. And what I am intrigued about, my man, I'll talk to Shop Power about this. Next year, the Diawara coming in with 15 more pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
And being a master of the NBA. Now he going through his maturation. That young man will be the backup power forward for the New York Knicks next year. You could book that.
Let me tell you something. If he come in with 15 pounds, he'll start looking Giannis like.
Right.
That's because that's how you remember when Giannis first came in. He sort of looked, you know what I mean? It was slim like that.
A pencil.
You know what I mean? So think about a guy like that. You put like 20-something pounds on him. And all you got to really do is just eat this American food and, not eat the food from back home.
Right.
This will plug you up.
So not tea and biscuits.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Trumpets over there, whatever they doing over there.
Right. Go ahead,
with that little Danish.
He gonna be special. He gonna be special. I think he's gonna be a special player. He's that 6'9", 6'10" dude we gonna be looking for. And he's still only 20, but he still might grow a couple more inches.
Yeah. I'm just hoping the nature of the business doesn't cause us to lose him.
I think we do. I think the Knicks gonna be good with that. I think before they lose him, they'll let Yabusele go. They'll let Clarkson go. They'll let Dadier go. They let all these dudes go before they let him go.
But that's the crazy part is the way the money is so structured now. It's hard to keep these guys, which is. That's like some of that's heartbreaking because we was talking about that earlier with Dink Pate and all these other ones. Can we somehow hold on to them?
Yep, that's CBA game up because you're gonna lose players.
Yeah,
you're gonna lose.
It messed us up for us. Right when we get here, all of a sudden they move the goalposts. All right,
and it was crazy though. The good thing about it though, for us, going toward the trading deadline, Knicks they in a good situation because they got. First of all, they got aspiring contracts. They got some nice minimal contracts. So let's hypothetically, after December the 15th, whatever, Yabusele can get traded. Mitch can get traded. I'm not saying trade, but I'm just saying. I mean, his 12, 13 million. Dadier's $2 million. If you want to call it, that's fine. The New York Knicks, they got about $20 million. They could shuffle about it. $24 million if they really, really want to go in there and say, we need this. But I don't think they're going to do that. But I do.
Yeah, because we can't take much of any money coming back. I know that. We're right at that. We're like 100 and something or whatever right from that April. So.
Yep. Let's see how it goes. It's gonna be fun, man. Let me throw the stats up with these two teams, Mark. I think it's gonna be interesting. We see these cats round off for the year so far. So they're pretty close to the stats and everything. But they right there behind us, man. 2 games. That's why I want to win that game tomorrow. 16-7. They move down to 14.
Oh yeah.
That's it. But that starting 5 right there, that's what's gonna take us here, right?
Oh yeah.
That's that. It's gonna be good. Size 9. Bob Carroll is back. He played last night in Miami. Size 9. So Bob Carroll, he did.
Yeah, he's back.
He's back. That's why I'm loving this game because everybody fully loaded. Only person we got our chairman out. They got Franz Wagner's brother, Mark Wagner. He's been out the whole season with Achilles, whatever. I think a knee or something like that. So they bench played in this now. Mark Wagner, we missed the championship. Whatever because he had 10 points a game.
Yeah, he's out. Yeah,
he's out. So they pretty much the only 2 players that got on the injury list. So I'm really excited about that game tomorrow, man. This one is no excuses for nobody. Just get it.
Yeah, I gotta set my alarm. Make sure I'm right. Be like,
Yeah.
This is still different. Sunday, the football, everything else. It's like,
Yeah, man, for sure. My Giants didn't peak where I went through this year, but they'll be all right next year. They got a good future.
yeah, like that. Listen here, I tell people, because my team sucks. It is what it is. So,
hey, Sherman, I'm pretty much talking about Mitchell Robinson aspiring. Nobody else got aspiring, Sherman. I just was talking about Mitchell Robinson. He does have aspiring. That's the only one I'll talk about. The other guy, they're not aspiring, but they still could be traded. But Mitchell Robinson does have aspiring. That's for sure. So, I don't think Nick's going to do that. But the bad thing about that, does he walk at the end of the year? If we keep Mitch through the whole season, which I don't have no problem with, but are we going to resign him or sign and trade, whatever, or does he walk the next amount of walking shot power if we don't do that? But anyway, real quick, we score 121 a game. That's awesome. They score 118. We 45 rebounds. They 44 rebounds. They kind of mirror each other. A point, we 27 assists a game. They 25. Shot power, our 3-point percentage ticked up a couple of percentages, 37.8. Once we get to that 38, 39, it's going to be a problem. That's all I can say. And they shooting with pretty good consistency right now. They shoot 34 from downtown. So a lot of their ball a lot of their shots is in the 2-point area. So that would be advantage to us in that sense. If we can put like this here, our Achilles heel is 3-point shooting. But if we play some good 3-point shooting defense tomorrow, I think we'd be okay. Because I do think that they don't shoot that good from that, except for Desmond Bain and Black knocks them down. And when my man is on Peyton Silva, when he's going, he can knock him down. But the last game he didn't do crap against us. But them numbers right there, shot power, I'm good with that. Let's see if it translates to tomorrow. The numbers don't mean nothing until you throw the ball up tomorrow. Because all that shit get thrown out the window. Like I said, if you don't bring your A game, get your ass kicked tomorrow. And that's 100. Knicks don't bring their A game, they get their ass smoked tomorrow. They bring their A game, I think Orlando loses that game. If Knicks clicking on all cylinders tomorrow, I think they get them boys the business. If they don't bring their A game on the defense, I'm not worried about the dad goal right there, ladies and gentlemen. 121 points a game. I'm not even worried about it. I don't even think about Knicks offense. They ain't nothing to think about. They numbers don't lie. Yeah, I never think about their offense. Not since they bought Big Cat. I was like, him and Brunson, they put that up last year, damn near. Like they was, like I said, they offered the top of the food chain last year, 5th in the association. Out of 30 teams, they were number 5, and for a while they were number 3. So if the Knicks don't give up 120 points, they don't very seldom lose games. And the last game we lost just recently, we gave them 126 to Boston. We lost. Then we gave up to 120 something to somebody prior to that. We lost. Other than that, the Knicks play defense. It's hard to beat them because they got a good offense. And now with Anunoby back in the fold, let's see how it goes. On shot power, I think it's going to be a good game tomorrow. I think it's going to be a fun game. I'm looking forward to it. I like the matchups overall. I really do. I think this is different with Anunoby and Mikal and Josh. See, you got to remember, we played in the last time Josh Hart wasn't starting. Josh Hart is a much better starter than Mitch for this reason. Now Jalen Brunson is going to get more points and more assists with Josh Hart than he would get with Mitchell Robinson. So now when Jalen Brunson passed the ball to somebody other than Anunoby, Mikal, and Cat, now with Josh Hart there, his assist percentage go up because Josh Hart can score the ball in some areas. Even whether that Villanova, they know how each other cutting that, or he know Josh Hart shooting the 3-ball real well this year. So we got to remember, when we played Orlando the last time, this team was different. The New York Knicks was different. Now that means they got to defend 5 dudes that can knock down threes. They got to defend 5 dudes in that Knicks star lineup who all can shoot a 3-point shot. This ain't that team they played in a back-to-back a couple of weeks ago, whatever. You will see what I'm talking about tomorrow when they got to scatter, when Karl Effie Towns go out to the 3-point line and all them damn lanes open up. That's what you're going to get Orlando to get tested this tomorrow, because now they're going to have to chase Mike Brown's team around. With Mitch there, you don't have to chase too much. Now these guys going to have to chase dudes tomorrow.
Yeah. We need Josh Hart. We need Josh Hart to have a good one.
Josh Hart going to be the X factor because, first of all, he's a triple-double machine. Mitchell Robinson's not a triple-double machine. Josh Hart, 14, and the last so many games, he's 17, something. So that means the numbers he putting up ain't the number Mitchell Robinson was putting up, and he rebound like Mitchell Robinson. But he gets more points than rebound Mitchell Robinson. He get more assists than Mitchell Robinson, and he also can bring the ball up. He do a lot of things Mitchell Robinson don't do, and that's why I think that This is going to be a problem for them guys tomorrow because this is not Mitchell Robinson they got out there against Franz Wagner. They got Anunoby and they got Mikal and Josh Hart, and I think they're going to be a problem for these boys tomorrow. You'll see. We'll see. We don't know to the ball.
We can spread them out better and cause them, play one-on-one defense.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be interesting tomorrow. Yeah, Shaw.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do my wrap up real quick. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Control the pace, grab your rebounds, shoot over 37% from 3-point land, shoot over 80% from the free throw line, and make sure you get over 27 assists. I think tomorrow is going to be a real game that you really want to watch. It's going to be a really good game, man. And I think this game is going to be defined by the defense. So I'm going to take this game I'm going to take this game and say that the Knicks win 107 to 99. 107 to 99, New York Knicks. And my player of the game tomorrow is going to be Yabusele until you have a good game.
Listen, let me shout out to my man Keith B. Me, you right hard is shooting the ball well this year. I'm on this one right here. Knicks scoring 120 something game. I'm sticking to it. You will never hear me say Knicks scoring 120 until they score 120. I got the New York Knicks right there handling their business tomorrow. I like Orlando Magic. I respect them. They're a good damn basketball team. They're great at what they do. But ladies and gentlemen, they're gonna see something different tomorrow. That's all I can say.
Facts.
That's all they're gonna see something different tomorrow. And I really believe we haven't seen the Knicks all year play with Anunoby. These 5 guys that starting tomorrow, you didn't see them play all year yet together. All year. Anunoby, Cat, Brunson, Mikal, and Josh Hart, the same 5 dudes with that sorry-ass bench we had, that no disrespect, took us to the conference finals. The same 5 dudes who started last year with the worst bench in the league last year took the New York Knicks to the Eastern Conference Finals with the worst bench in the league last year. And now they got a bench twice better than that bench last year.
You know, Divine, it's a scientific fact that if you start out with no disrespect, it is disrespect.
No, I didn't mean that. I said the wrong word. I didn't mean to say that. I meant to use the correct word, like with a not so good bench. That was the think before you strike stuff or strike before you think method.
That's how like the young boys say now, respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully.
Respectfully.
I definitely don't roll like that, my man.
Respectfully. Respectfully.
I love this conversation. Good, and I gotta get ready to put it down, man. But I gotta go get up to go to work tomorrow. So on this note, man, yeah, because I know it's already we've been on for about an hour and some change now.
Yeah.
Divine, salute to you once again. Nick Nation, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me on. Thank you.
Salute to you as always. Salute to the family in the chat. Let's go Knicks, man. Let's get out there and have a great game tomorrow. If we win by 1 or if we win by 100, let's get out there and play some defense, no matter what. Peace, y'all guys, man. I'll talk to y'all a little bit, man. Divine, hit me up. I'm gonna hit you up tomorrow when I'm at work.
Okay, do that.
All right.
Be good, brother. Stay strong.
Peace. You know if you're ready.
Peace.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one, Nick Nation. We just got to get in there and cross T's and dot I's, play hard basketball. But I do believe this. Like I said, this team different right now, just due to the fact they're a little more healthier. You're a little more into the season. You master Mike Brown playbook a little more. Like 2 weeks ago, knowing Mike Brown playbook 2 weeks ago is different than knowing it now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think they're a little bit more comfortable. And that don't mean they're going to win the game, ladies and gentlemen. But that because they everything I'm saying don't mean the Knicks can't get their ass kicked. If the Knicks don't play their A game tomorrow, Orlando Magic can send them up with home by 30. Who knows? You know, that to me, if you don't bring your A game against a team like that, you will lose. So I do. Yeah, go ahead.
We need to win. We need to win the 2 things. It may sound corny because people say it all the time, but it is so true with this team. We have to win the rebounding and the turnover battle. We win those 2, we win this game easily.
Yep. And that's what I'm looking forward to, because what we don't do well, they don't do well neither. They don't shoot the ball well from out there. We don't defend that well from out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But they will battle because they have such length to them. They will battle for rebounds. So we can't allow them, you know what I mean, second shots, you know what I mean? And we have to do our best to get what we can, you know. Can't allow them to try to make Mitchell Robinson, you know, ineffective. Because if they are going to gang up a lot on times on Mitch, we need somebody else coming right up underneath and pushing down and helping out as well. Because that's what they did. They stagnated him a lot of times. It would be 2 to 3 guys, you know, shielding him out from the rebound. So we have to just, you know, scheme and do better.
Yep.
So that's why I say win the rebounds and win the turnover battle.
Yep. Very quick. If you look at the standings right now, Detroit Pistons 18-5. That's why I was so disappointed our defense let Boston do what they did, because if we weren't for that right there, we'd be right there, one game behind these dudes. If with a split, I get all that. But right now, you know, we where we supposed to be. We in the conference, we second or third in the conference pretty much behind Toronto, 13-5. We 11-7, they 13-5. So we right there where we need to be in the conference. If you look at the division, we 4-1 in our division, 12-1 at home. If we 12-1 at home, they're 5-5 on the road. They were the road 500 road team last year. Orlando was a terrible road team last year.
Yeah.
They 5-5 away from home. We 12-1 at home.
They suffered a lot of injuries last year, if you remember correctly.
Yeah, they did.
Von Campbell got hurt.
Yeah,
he come back. Wagner got hurt. He come back. This one got hurt. Yeah, they had stagnant boom, boom, boom injuries. Yeah, so they had a tough year.
They had a tough year, and and so has a lot of teams. That's why I like, you know what, everybody in the NBA gets to go. That's not a team in that league that probably have one of their main players. Tyler Hero in Miami, you name it. Boston had it. You know, that's just the NBA. You know, we had it. Shit, we came out the gate without Mitchell Robinson for 65 games, Landry Shamet and Preston Achiuwa for 29, 30 games, and we still won 51. You know, and that's one thing I would say about the NBA. What you have to do is just play who in front of you, lace them up. Because you know why? Like I said, Knicks lost to Charlotte last year. You play them in front of you. Because what I always say is this here: they play the same teams we play. They play all 20 other 9 teams in the NBA. We play all other 29 teams.
Yep.
It's not, so to me, it doesn't matter if it's the Knicks, Toronto, Boston, Atlanta, whoever. Everybody play the same people. 82 games. The same teams they beat, we beat, or the same team they lost to, we might have lost to too. But
timing. It's timing. Timing is everything when it comes to that.
It's timing.
Yeah, you know,
and even with us last year, and for us the last year, to lose Jalen Brunson was 16 games. One of your A players, and you still managed to stay over 500. All I'm saying is that the Knicks is a good team. They just a mark of a good team. They numbers don't lie. Yeah, because you think about it. Look at the Toronto Raptors. They decent. They lost 9 games. Orlando Magic lost 9 games. Boston lost 9 games. Miami lost 9 games. Philly lost 9 games. Cleveland lost 10 games. And they supposed to be on the top of the echelon right now. Atlanta, everybody had Atlanta. Oh, Atlanta team, watch out for them. But obviously Trae Young was injured too. But look at they 13-11. Shit, Milwaukee, before they lost Giannis, was struggling in a sense. You know, so it's just the NBA. You got to catch fire at the right time. But I do believe the teams that you see right there now, I think from Cleveland up 8-1, them the team that's going to be there. Everybody else going to be there. Atlanta won't be in that top 8. Milwaukee not going to get in the top 8. Everybody right now, I believe, from Cleveland, Philly, Miami, Boston, Orlando, anybody from 8 up to me is going to be the last one standing in the NBA in the playoffs.
Milwaukee will be out of it in it'll be too late. Well, by the time Giannis gets back, it'll be too late. A month, they'll fall. They'll fall. They don't have much going on with
I think
anything behind them.
What's happening with Detroit? Detroit interesting because they played some pretty tough games the other day. I mean, that game against Portland was crazy.
Yeah.
I thought Portland was about to get them, man. That's if it weren't for the Chauncey Billups situation, that was a team that I did not want to. Nobody should have slept on in the West.
No. Them young boys are coming up.
Yeah, them young boys are coming, man. I'm telling you.
Listen, you getting top #1 picks for all of these years. Mm-hmm. Eventually, it will, evolve into something. Mm-hmm. And right now, you can see that the maturation of some of them young cats.
Right.
Yeah.
And
still you want to see some of the cats.
Still got Drew Holiday and Damian Lillard. Not even play. Still got Drew Holiday, Damian Lillard. My man, what's his name? The Grant boy. He had, so they still got these good veterans around these guys, and it's paying dividend for them. I really believe that. And another team you can't sleep on. I said this at the beginning of the year. A team that nobody, I think, was. I don't want to say they underestimating them. Nick Nation. Do not sleep on the Philadelphia 76ers, ladies and gentlemen. I said this at the beginning of the year. They loaded. They might got older guys, but with the mergers of Edgecombe and McLean and Maxey, them boys got some good talent down here. I mean, they get in there.
I still think they're a playing. I think they're a playing though, because they got talent. I just don't think that they'll ever get it together. I just don't, you know what I mean? I think they have like isolated talent, in spots. I just think that they will never get it, like, you know what I mean? Like all come together. I think number one is I think he is done. I honestly think Paul George. Paul George. I think Paul George is like, hey, he got the money, but his body is at that stage where, you know what I mean? It just seems to from one thing to another, from failure point to another. What's the name here? And knees what's the right term? I believe it's degenerative, right? They're not getting better.
No,
as far as with what's his name? He'll never be that he'll never be that MVP player that he was. He'll have short spurts, I think, maybe, you know what I mean, in his career, but he'll never sustain, you know what I mean? They're putting that man together with glue. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you know what's interesting to me? The reason why I like them, they not relying on them guys. They like playing. I think Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Jerry McLean, them guys, they are good at what they do, man. I got to give them credit. They drafted well the last two drafts. McLean and VJ Edgecombe is special.
Yes, but once those guys, you know what I'm saying, but what happens is when those guys come back, it's a disruption into the season. It's now all of a sudden those same guys who you saw getting that production, their production will fall heavily because they will be out of that rhythm and those minutes and stuff like that. Philly has to make a decision and say, yeah, you know what? This is Maxey now. Clear out and build around him. They're still trying to build around what's name though. They're still trying to build around Embiid.
Yeah, that's Maxey's team now. I think
they need to focus.
Yeah.
If I was them, you think about it. I would try to see what I can get out there for Embiid and what's name. Because what you're doing now is not helping, you know what I mean, the progressive point of the future, which I don't want because I am a Knicks fan. But what they're doing, nah, I wouldn't like that if that was on our end. I'd be like,
right
this
now,
too long.
Right now, they 13-9, Miami 14-9, Boston 14-9, Orlando 14-9, Toronto 14-9, they 13-9, Cleveland 14-10, Atlanta 13-11. They are right there at the 7th spot. And if Atlanta lose to us tomorrow, Philly be in the top playoff spot. These cats literally, I do get the long-term thing, but I think for the shortcoming, you can't. These cats got some good, solid players around them. Boy, they got a good team, man.
They do. I agree with you. I just think that I would take a direction.
Yeah, I don't think they go deep though, but I do think they make the playoffs.
You know what I'm saying? I think, let's just say that for me, I'm trying to get some value for what those guys are.
Do you think
bring in some talent?
Do you think? I don't think they should have ever.
He would have never survived here. Think about it. You think Embiid? You think the Knicks, what's name here, our fan base would have allowed for him that in and out, how that was swing, all that was swing? He would have never survived here. It's the reason for it. We would have, you know what I mean? We would have said, hey, no, we need another direction. This is not who you could count on.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Do you? But it's gonna be hard to move their contracts though. God, that's gonna be hard to do. If they don't want to.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what though? I think you'll still. I think you know what? I think that you would still get somebody out there that would take Embiid's contract.
Okay.
I think I don't know Paul George's, but I think somebody that will still say, "Hey, he was an MVP.
Okay,
I can get him back. I can manage it." Because there's always that guy out there. I can manage it. I can do what's name this, that, and this.
But you know,
you
know what's so crazy about that too? If we sent Mitchell Robinson to all the hell, because he never injured, he always injured. Imagine we would have did the Embiid. He make $50 million. That's why I was like, you can get mad at Mitchell Robinson all you want to. getting injured at 14 million, 12 million. This dude ain't playing on $50 million contracts.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
that's why sometimes you gotta be thankful and appreciate what you got, because you don't know what you got till it's gone. Can you imagine Joel Embiid to come here being the number one guy and he don't even play?
But no, here's the kick. Here's the real kicker.
Right.
Because we would have went nuts on that.
Yeah, man.
When he was injured already, coming out from the end of the season, he got a little better. He went to go play in the Olympics. Then came back out, what's his name, and was never right ever from that point.
Yeah. And it's a shame, man, because he a talented man. He's a talented. I ain't even throwing Embiid. Embiid is talented. But
I'll never forgive him though, because for what he did. You know what I mean? How he did my man, Mitchie no snitchy. So that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
I can never forgive him.
He lost a lot of respect for me when just in general. But man, if coming out of Kansas, boy, that boy was on something. He was special. That month.
He was.
Woo.
He definitely was.
I mean,
he was dead to me after he pulled my man leg like that. He was dead to me.
Absolutely. Yeah. He lost a lot of respect for a lot of people, man. Because you can't beat a man fan square. And Mitchell Robinson had his numbers, seemed like, but he did drop 50 on in that playoff game. But he dropped 50 one night, and we beat
and he at 50 and lost.
Right.
And remember, took the L.
Yeah, I thought him and Ben Simmons them they could have had a special team down there, man. That's when before Ben Simmons lost all the mental parts of his game.
Yeah,
they would have been a problem. Listen, people got to remember.
Where is he now?
I don't know if he's playing right now. I thought
he ain't even playing right now, right? Ben, yikes! He wound up not signing with nobody. That's weird.
As much as we talk about Joel Embiid, he was a Kawhi Leonard 3-point jump shot that bounced around the rim, forgetting the way he had to go. A Kawhi Leonard 3-point shot that rimmed around, and fell in the hole.
Yeah.
And Joel Embiid probably would have been in the finals.
Yeah.
So it's a break.
They never got back because of the emotions ran so high.
Mm-hmm.
Doc said something, he shouldn't have said in that manner.
Yeah.
And it all spiraled out of control right from there.
Yeah. That's why
the same again.
Made that move. I think what we did, what we got now, I'm really, and I don't say I have to be a homer or everything, but I'm comfortable with this team. I seen the Knicks work over when Tibbs took over this organization in 2020-21. We were 21 games under 500. They come in here, win 41 games, get to the first round. That go to first step with Julius Randle and a bunch of misfits, a bunch of Tito's. He was Michael Jackson. You had Tito, Randy, Jermaine, and all that. And every year they got better, other than when they went out there and made that. I don't even know why they went and got Fournier and Kemba Walker. And, because them wasn't even tip players. They don't even play no defense. I don't even know why they did that. And we went 37 games that year and still almost made the play. But after that, they brought Brunson in and DiVincenzo and Bogdan. So, and that's the reason why I'm always optimistic, because every year this team got better. We went from first round, second round, third round. It's not like we going backwards. Prior to Leon Rose coming to the New York Knicks, it was laugh out loud Knicks all for 9 years. And all you could do was talk about Derek Fisher and Jeff Hornacek and Kurt Rambis and so on and so on. And then they got a stable front office and it took off from there. And now we right here on the cusp of possibly getting to our first finals. Then it since 99 or something like that, maybe less. I'm not sure, to keep it honest with you.
99, I think it was.
Yeah, so that's what gives me optimistic as a fan, and knowing that where we came from and where we've been to where we are now. Yeah, we might not be the best team in the NBA, but we one of the best. Because remember last year we were one of the 4 last standing in the NBA. 4.
Facts on there, bro. Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
We were one of the last 4, and like I said, if we want to blame Tibbs for that, but I also think we didn't have a bench. Our bench campaign went MIA. You know what I mean, in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We just didn't have a bench last year. Now we got a bench this year, and like every other team in the NBA got better. So did the Knicks. That's why I keep telling people, Atlanta got better. This team, but we got better too. So I don't think like nothing shifts to me. I think at the end of this thing, when it's all said and done, the New York Knicks will be in the top echelon in the East, 1 or 2.
Yeah. I honestly think if those exit meetings happen 2 weeks as opposed to like 3 whatever days it was, I think Tibbs will still be here.
Mhm.
I think emotions ran high, and one dug in their heels on, what I mean, where he thought maybe this person's at fault, and this one probably dug his heels and said this one was at fault, and ultimately, the boss bread man won.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
And
And
I was a
that's where
Tibbs guy.
that went. Yeah.
I was a Tibbs guy. I appreciate what Tibbs did for the New York Knicks organization. Like I said, he brought this team from nothing to something. It might not have been where everybody wanted to go, but under the circumstances and the players that he had, I think he did a hell of a job with the Knicks. Under the players that he had, like I said earlier, Nick Nation, when he came to the Knicks, he had Julius Randle, or they signed Julius Randle, whatever. Think about the player that was starting for the Knicks. Bullock on a $4 million deal. Knowns well on a $4 million deal. Nobody nobody on that team at that time was making double-digit money except for Julius Randle and RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett on this rookie deal for $9 million.
Facts.
He took Julius Randle, $19 million a year, RJ Barrett, $9 million a year, and nobody else on that roster was making over $5 million, and took them to the playoffs. That, to me, that's hard to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that ain't easy.
Yeah, and then them same players he rewarded the next year because they got to the playoffs. But think about this: what's crazy? None of them players is in the league. None of them.
No.
None of them.
None of them. No.
None. So that goes to show you where we came from and where we going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what keeps me feeling optimistic about our team, because I think, man, compared to when Mike Woodson left, the Tibbs guy here, it was hell.
Yeah.
It was hell, bro.
Yeah.
It was hell.
I think that I honestly think that derailed us, because I think, he had such a good rapport with Randall that, remember, he would settle Randall, center Randall, you know what I mean? And Randall respected him so much that between, if Tibbs and Woods would have stayed together, yeah, it would have really been, I think we would have went further. I think the whole course of how everything went would have been totally different had he stayed. Yeah.
Hey, Keys beat me. I was thinking the same thing. If we weren't for this right here,
oh yeah,
Tibbs would still be hot. He'd still be coaching New York. That's the thing, that it wasn't Jalen Brunson, nobody offense. That the reason why we didn't go to the finals. It was this right here. They let that boy hit that damn shot, swung that whole damn series in one series. That Halliburton gets that ball, run back out to the 3-point line, a defense breakdown, like always. Like I said, Knicks offense, they never the problem. A defense breakdown. He goes out there and knock that shit down and do this shit right here. That's why they get to the finals. That was it. It's a good one.
And then you think about it, we lucked up, and it wasn't truly a 3. Foot on the line, we go to overtime and can't close it out. That hurt. That was brutal.
That was it right there.
That was brutal.
That was
brutal. That ripped my heart out. Believe me.
Sometimes
I don't think I've ever recovered. I don't think I recovered yet. Honestly, I don't think I recovered.
And you know what? In some things like that, it's the one play. Sometimes people don't understand. One play can change the whole momentum of a series. One bounce of a ball.
One bounce of a ball.
One bounce of a ball can change a whole series.
Yeah. That was an old moment for sure. Like,
bro, that should hurt it, bro. I mean, we was already kind of, but truth to them though, you know what? Like, but still, at least they got there. You know what I mean? And like I said, you obviously want to win it all, but there's always other teams that's going to be in your way. But you know what? We at a fan base. If you are a fan base who've been following Nick for the last 20 years, we really got to kind of at least say, you know what? We got a relevant front office. We finally got a front office. Now, we don't have just a bunch of guys who knew James Dolan, who liked it, James Dolan. No, you got guys who know the NBA. You got capologist guys, and my man Walt Perrin. Walt Perrin, one of the best scouts in the league, literally.
Yep.
And, Klein and World Wide West, all these guys. The New York Knicks, they there. We haven't been to the Eastern Conference Finals in a long time, so I'm happy that we finally got there. But obviously, the ultimate goal is to win it all. But damn, where we came from, though, I ain't even mad at these dudes, man. I really
I'm happy with that. We, finally to have full collaboration, from the top, all the way down, have control, keep your ear to the ground, always still searching to get better, and giving, the team somewhat what it needs and building.
Yep.
He came, they had a plan, certain things got a little stalled off for his name.
Mhm.
But if you realize it rose, he just kept rising,
Mhm.
just kept climbing. So
Yep.
I'm definitely happy from where we were, because
Yeah. And even
some of
last-
this management we've had has been
and you didn't even think about last year. You bring in, and here's another thing people don't. You bring in 2 new starters. Remember, not Ananobi. Mikhail wasn't here last year. Mikhail and Cat wasn't here.
Okay.
So he bring in 2 new starters and a decimated. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, one of the worst benches in the league last year from a production standpoint. Not percentage, they did pretty well percentage-wise, but still they were one of the lowest score, if not the lowest scoring bench in the league last year. So because of what they had there, you know what I mean? Like you had guys like not even in the league anymore. Like I said about the Julius Randle situation. Campaign is not in the league. Dylan Wright is not in the league. PJ Tucker is not in the league. Pressure Chore got signed, got let go, and then got signed again. These were the guys that was on our bench with a bunch of young rookie boys. Daddy was a rookie. Kolick was a rookie. All these Haka Purdy was a rookie. And you had guys who are not even in the NBA right now, and because your front load was your starters. And that's the reason why, to me, I think another reason why Indiana beat us, because they had a better bench than us. We didn't have that.
Yeah.
That's what I look at when I look at last year. The New York Knicks won 51 games with the worst bench in the league, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. To lose twice.
And with Mitchell Robinson missed his 65 games.
Yeah.
Look what Shamit doing this year. Imagine if Shamit wouldn't have got hurt coming out the gate last year. He probably gave you what he gave you now last year.
Yeah.
These are all the little caveats that I see. I try to look at all the variables, you know what I mean, and say, okay, you know what? Yeah. What about if Mitch would have came into the season instead of missing 65 games? Let's say we only missed 20. And our defense would have been better. Let's say if Shamit would have came in and the way he playing now, it could have been different. It just could have been, but our bench wasn't strong enough to beat.
No, it definitely wasn't. He said, because remember, Rick Carlisle said it 2 years ago when he played us. Mm-hmm. He said that he knew that our starting 5 that definitely he couldn't match. Mm-hmm. But he knew he had the numbers, and he outright said it. Yep. He outright said it on the press conference, and then turned around. And then I think that's ultimately why the friction became, with Tibbs and Ems, because the styles of how Tibbs began to coach was to crush down so much. And we got beat, basically tired legs, not the same. What's name? So, like you said, no bench. And he didn't have confidence in what he had on the bench.
That's exactly right. I think that's one of the key pieces people misunderstand. That Tibbs didn't have confidence in them guys on the bench, so he played these guys like that. Because if you look at the landscape of the NBA last year, some of the top superstars played 38 minutes a game. I mean, that's what they get paid for. Yeah. But I think because our bench was so weak last year, Tibbs had to run them dudes like that. Because them other dudes wasn't ready. I mean, they wasn't ready. No matter how you look at it, they wasn't ready. And I think it reared his ugly head. But let's see. They don't got.
What did he play? 2? What did Hart play? Like 2 full games or something like that?
Yep.
2 big games, something like that. No rest, no nothing. Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster. So you can't do that. But then ultimately the scale became, whose fault was it? You know what I mean? Yeah. Leon felt that he did have some talent there that he gave you. Mm-hmm. And Tibbs felt like, hey, no, I can't trust that talent that you gave me. So, you know what I mean? Like you say, that scale, and ultimately the boss said, "Buck the scale." Excuse my French.
Right.
But the scale, and
let's what? And here's to be honest with you, and I'm gonna keep it $1.50. I didn't have a problem with them letting Tibbs go, and I'm a Tibbs guy. I think they needed a new voice, first of all, and I don't have a problem with what they did with Tibbs, even though I respect Tibbs, man. Because like I said, even though he never got to win a big game, Tibbs never won a big game, but he still is a good coach. The man was 2-time coach of the year, not amongst me. I didn't pick him to be coach of the year. The NBA aficionados did. His peers, his peers selected him 2-time coach of the year. He might not have been a championship coach, but he was a good coach though. Because he is a coach. One thing I can say about that man, he loved to coach the game of basketball. That's all he know. Was he the best coach? No. But his record don't lie. Everywhere he went, he was successful in a sense. Because think about it. When Michael Jordan all them left after they had my man a couple of coaches there, Floyd, whatever his name, and it comes there, stabilize that organization. Derrick Rose come in, you get Joakim Noah, they go on to win 60 games a couple of times. They lost to LeBron. Obviously, LeBron was LeBron. You know what I mean? And he waited them. And then he leaves Chicago. That damn organization goes back in the tank. Sure. He goes to Minnesota with a rookie Karl Anthony Towns, rookie Zach LaVine, rookie Andrew Wiggins. You ship Andrew Wiggins out and LaVine. You're bringing Jimmy Butler and them. They get to the playoffs. Here's what I'm saying. They get to the playoffs a couple of times. And Glenn Taylor is one of the worst owners ever. I don't care what nobody say. Glenn Taylor is one of the worst owners ever in basketball, ladies and gentlemen. Tibbs leaves them. They go back in the tank. He comes to New York when we were in the tank and pulls us out of the tank.
True.
You understand? So them the things that I see. Granted, he couldn't get over the hump. Could think about who he was going up against. Guys who had better teams. When Tibbs got to New York, we had teams like that was better than us. And he found a way to will these guys to do some good things. So granted, he might didn't get a championship, but every year under Thibodeau, this team got better, ladies and gentlemen. First year, Tom Thibodeau got us in the playoffs. A couple of years later, he got us in the second round. Got us to the second round again. Then he got us to the third round. So it wasn't like Tibbs came here, we went backwards. He came here when this damn franchise wasn't shit. When this team was nothing. And that's facts. When we came here, 21 seasons a year before that, he took that same roster and flipped it to 41 games. That's coaching. You take the best of what you got and you make the most of it. And he did do that. You got to give him that. And the roster that he had is nothing compared to what them other teams in the East, what they had. So you got to do for that much. I give him respect. He brought us to relevancy. He really did, because we was nothing. You know what I mean?
Like you said, I wasn't mad that they fired Tibbs. I think I was more shocked at how it was done, and like you say, the timing of it.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you fire a coach who's made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but you didn't have nothing in your bag, saying that, hey, I'm replacing it with something better. You had to go on this long parade to go in. What's the name? So that's my problem was with that. It's because I think that, and that's why I said it had to be more based about emotions, because, Leon knows, you have to have a game plan. You have to have, your arrow has to be pointed in some direction in order to hit its target. And right that point, we had no target. So it was things like that just, I didn't like that. But Mike Brown is, so far, and is so far as, as a, we're still in the honeymoon phase. Let's see what we look like, where we're at with him, after All-Star, things like that, where we're at, you know what I mean? And how, if the offense is maturing, which we'll think if, option point or not, if it's maturing fast enough, is the defense point maturing fast enough? Because right now we know that the offense is ahead of the defense, because the defense is, we have spurts though. We have spurts. We do have solid times where we get up into people and what's name spurts. And to me, if you're going to employ that zone, please tell them we got to get better with that. The zone just looks like we just don't know what we're doing with it yet. So,
sometimes I used to say too, man, and because like we've been around, all of us, the chat, everybody. We've been watching sports for a long time, and I always just say this: your coach could throw the game plan out there, but if you don't, as a player, if you don't execute it, You can't, like, that's why I have to get upset at somebody playing with Tibbs. If Tibbs might throw a game plan out there, now if Tibbs say do this, or any coach, I'm just using Tibbs because he's a Knick. I'm talking about the Knick. But if your coach throw a game plan out there and you don't execute it, you know. So sometimes we got to hold these players accountable too, because your coach can say, "I want you to run this, I want you to run that," but if that dude that's in front of you, you ain't giving him the business, then you messed up the game plan. Like that dude in front of you, if you ain't handling that boy in front of you, that man in front of you, what I got to do with the coach? Because I should tell people this here: Tibbs ain't shooting the free throws. Tibbs not shooting the 3-point shots. Tibbs not grabbing the rebounds. If you miss 30 free throws, you shoot 29% for downtown. What that got to do with Tibbs? Nigga, you got the ball in your hand, hit the shot. So look what happened. Look what happened in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. The New York Knicks last year in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Indiana Pacers shot 65% from the fucking charity stripe. Shot 29% from downtown in 3 of them games. 29%. And you shot 65% from the free throw line. Free money. That's why y'all lost to Indiana. Wasn't because of Tibbs coaching. Tibbs got you there. You the one with the ball in your hand. You the one shooting that free throw. You the one guarding that dude in front of you. Don't let that man lock you up, or you lock him up. Sometimes you gotta let these players gotta be held accountable too, because you only get so much. Even if right now Mike Brown said, Jalen Brunson, Cat, and Novi, I want y'all to do this. Here go the game plan. Here go the playbook. Now you got to go execute it. If you don't execute that game plan and he gave you the right game plan, then sometimes we got to call out the players. And that's what I didn't dislike. That's what I didn't like about a lot of things went on with Tibbs last year. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes if the player ain't making the shots, if the player ain't rebounding, if the player ain't distributing that ball, and he tell you to run a 3-2-1, whatever, I don't know, I'm just using numbers, and you don't execute that situation that he told you to do, what can he do? I told you to go on that court and hit that free throw shot. Nigga, you got free money right there. You miss 15 free throws. That's 15 points. You lost by 7 points. You lost by 7 points. But you missed 15 free throws. We don't never see, we always try to throw it at the coach like, nah. Dude, you shot 29% from downtown when you was shooting 39 in the season.
True.
So, we
do, because it's emotions. You know what I mean? We're riding on it.
Right.
You know, like your boy Mike Tyson said it the best, man. Everybody's got a game plan, baby, until they get hit. Then all of a sudden it's wait, wait, you know what I mean? He was making, man, I might say he was making girly noises, you know? So, you know, it's stuff like that. So you know what I mean? You got to know that, hey, I got punched. You know what? Shoot, let me duck, shield myself. All right, revamp. You know, my feet good. All right, let's get in here. You know, so you can't, like you say, just blame it on the coach. Not when you're missing those free throws. You missing those free throws.
That was a disappointing thing. That whole thing last year to me. New York Knicks,
those are critical.
Just having that bad bench. Go, you look at the stats, ladies and gentlemen. Go pull them up. And that Indiana, they shot 29% from downtown. In the last 3 or 4 games, 3 games, I think it was something like that. And they were shooting over 70, some 75, 78% in the season last year. They get in the NBA Eastern Conference. They probably tired. Don't get me wrong. Tibbs, it could be part of Tibbs' legs. I don't know. I'm not blaming. He don't get his strike for not doing right neither. I mean, he ain't perfect. He had some bad calls. He probably made some bad plays. He probably didn't substitute a certain way, but it ain't all on him though. Because like I said, if you tell you if your kid get an F in school, you can't blame the teacher. If she gave you the assignment, you ain't do the assignment.
But they blamed him behind the science of it, because you know what it was. You know, it definitely was McHale, and you know, McHale felt like, hey, why would I be signing back here if you guys just gonna put me in a corner and tell me, you know what I mean, wait till I get the ball? You know, he honestly told us probably, you know, what he honestly felt, and is that he wanted to be, you know, more inclusive on how the, you know, offense ran. And then what he was getting was, you know, like the late pass offs, you know, things like that. These guys kind of remember that, like, hey, you know, if you keep passing me the ball, all of a sudden there's 4 or 5 seconds or 3 seconds or 2 seconds left on the shot clock, things like that. So they just felt that, hey, to a man, they probably said it, hey, Brunson, we love you, but the offense is geared too much into you. And they wanted it to go, spread out elsewhere. So, at the end of those, especially at the end of the season, I'm a competitor. If I'm a competitor, when you go back in there, you advocating also because, think about it. You trying to get a contract as well. You're going to advocate to say, hey, this is why I wasn't such and such and such. You know what I mean? Because X, Y, and Z, whatever it may be. So, you know what I mean? So a lot of times like they say, if you follow the money, and in my mind, I'm following the money. He didn't agree with how Tibbs coached him.
Right.
And I think ultimately, you know what I mean? Like certain things like that came into play. We like to say F those picks, but as a GM, you know what I mean? I got an answer to that. And he has the answer to Dolan and say, hey, because if Mikhail is not happy and he going to walk out the door, I just gave up our future for him. Who's got to go? The common denominator is fairly easy, especially when I know that I can't get him to commit to me to say, you're going to have to change your ways. And Tibbs is too old school to, to do that. He feels he's gotten here in the way he's gotten here.
That's right.
And that is by digging in, to what he thinks his principles and his sounds are. So at that point, I think that was a, just a natural point of an explosion. Like, hey, you're going to have to go your way. I'm going to have to go mine. Because, that now we're dealing in two different ideologies colliding. And, somebody's trying to, they're always going to say, hey, my way is better or this or that. And I just think that's how it went down.
Yep. You know what? And here's what gives me optimism, because if you even, granted, I know a lot of people don't like Mike Brown, but also his resume is good too. His winning percentage is good, 454 and 304. Now more since he built the Knicks. He's 50 and 40 in the postseason. Tibbs was under 500 in the postseason, I'm not mistaken. Two-time NBA Coach of the Year with the Cavaliers in 2009 and with the Kings in 2023, and this is recently. 4 championships, 3 as a Warrior assistant, 1 as a Spurs assistant. He had been around some of the greatest minds. He's a tutelage of Greg Popovich. Him and Steve Kerr, that's why he went to the Warriors. This guy has been around some good basketball, and that's why I'm optimistic about him. Much as some people might want to say, right, no, his resume don't lie. He won more games than Tibbs did, and he over 500 in the playoffs, and he won 2 times coaches just like Tibbs.
Yeah, no, I agree. The only thing I think that Mike is missing is putting a stamp and an ID, on the team. And right now, I don't think he has that.
Do you think? Let me ask you a question. I want you to proceed. When did you proceed? Do you think because it's like this is only a 22 game experiment? You know what I mean? Like literally 22 games. I would like. That's why I want to see. You know what my biggest thing was, Nick Nation. I wasn't worried about no Nick player this year coming to this year. I said, you know what, my biggest thing I was gonna focus on was Mike Brown. I was like, I'm not worried about no Nick player. My biggest focus this year, I said, who am I going to put the emphasis on? Before the season started, me and Shot Power. My personal watch this year is Mike Brown. I knew what Johnson could do. I knew what Cat could do. I knew what Anunoby could do. The only person I didn't see every day was Mike Brown.
Yeah, true.
And so far, here's what makes me happy: we over 500, second in the East. We didn't get worse. I mean, it ain't like we down in the you know what I mean? We really back where we were at last year, basically.
Yeah, I think a game or so better.
Yeah. So I'm trying to hold on to that hope that maybe as now all the players get back, we get a little more healthy, and we start we kind of know his system now. So I don't even make no excuses about it's no more that I don't know Mike Brown's system. That's gone. Y'all done played 22 games. You know Mike Brown's system now. So that's why I'm really intrigued by these next 10 games. I want to see how this team goes on from here to the All-Star break and the trading deadline. Where will we be in the next 20 games? We got through the first quarter pretty good, 15-7. I had 15-5. My prediction was Knicks go 15-5 in the first 20 games of the season. But we went 14, let's say 14-6 or something like that. But then I looked at all the variables. I'm like, okay, Anunoby missed 9 games, but they went 6-3 without him. Brunson missed a couple. Hart came to the season. Mitchell Robinson on back-to-back. So I look at all the things that even Cat not fully where Cat was yet, which he's getting there. So I look at all these variables like, okay, damn, and all this shit we going through, Cat finally getting it. Don't get me wrong, Cat have been Eastern Conference Player of the Month a couple of times this year already, ladies and gentlemen. So it ain't like the dude ain't ball. But we know what Big Cat can do. We know what Brunson can do. And even, believe it or not, he about to go in the slump. Let me tell you something right now. Brunson will go in the slump. They all do. Cat was kind of first. He gonna go in the slump. Mikal gonna go in the slump. No player can go 82 games and straight ball all year long. They're gonna hit a valley in the season. Some valley they're gonna hit. They might be peaking now, but they will hit a valley. But through all that, to me, Nick Nation, to still be 15-7, second in the East, with all them variables I put out there, that's what keeps me optimistic about it. Because I still don't think you haven't seen a fully loaded Nick team yet. Nobody has. No. That's what kind of keep me optimistic right there.
Yeah, I think when you get to like 30 games, you start to kind of figure out who is really, who. I think right when we get around there, you'll see that, you'll see the pretenders fall back, you know what I mean? And then you'll see, who's ever looking to excel, begin to dig in, borderline no injuries and things like that. But I'm just hoping, like you say, for tomorrow, for us to really come out fast and, punch this team quickly and take away, what a lot of what their strengths was, so that's what we're looking to see, like you say, the day-to-day, because what the players could do. That's where we're looking to see Mike Brown's growth. You know what I mean? Once he, because it's sort of like a playoff situation. You've taken his team's hits, you know what I mean? Now, how do you adjust and come back to it? Because ultimately, that's what the playoffs are about, is adjustments. So what adjustments can we make? So that's why I'm hoping for, to say tomorrow that, hey, maybe we made some form of an adjustments, unless he just believes, like you said earlier, that his plan was sound and we didn't execute it properly. So let's see it, we'll see through the view of the game.
Here's another reason why you gotta be optimistic about the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. 4.1 seconds left in Cleveland. Golden State 99, Cleveland 94. This supposed to be the team up at the top. See, this is what I'm trying to say about our team. We could talk about we don't think the Knicks good. Knicks is good. Look at Cleveland. Cleveland losing to Golden State in Cleveland with 4 seconds left by 4 points. Miami against a team that ain't going nowhere, losing to Sacramento 113-88 in Miami.
Yeah, but we're Knicks fans, man, so we're going to be critical of teams that we think are playoff echelon teams, and if when we lose to them, we're like, because I know me, I wear my heart on my sleeves.
Yeah, and I'm all that to say that sometimes we might not got the backs we think we do. That's what I'm really getting to, because it's a lot of teams, they going through what we going through. They lose. Like I said the other night in Toronto. They get blowed out by Melo Ball in them in Toronto.
Yeah.
So any given night, if you don't bring your A game, somebody gonna smoke your ass straight up.
Yeah, that's true.
If you don't bring your A game, they got a chance to knock you off. And being that nobody's going undefeated in the NBA, shit, except for OKC, except for one, the way they play, that shit crazy right there. But anyway, in the course of the season, you're gonna lose games. That's why Nick Nation, I'm just me personally, just my just from watching sports. I don't really get too caught up in what a player didn't do, what he didn't do. Because at the end of the day, where's the team at? You know what I mean? Because where's the team at? If the Knicks was right now with this roster, where these other guys at, I would be upset. I'm like, my aspiration for the New York Knicks is to be in the finals. That's my. I don't got nothing less than that. They put together almost a $300 million roster, $200 million, whatever. They better get to the final to me. That's my expectation. My expectation is for the New York Knicks to be in the finals against whoever coming out of the West. And if they don't get there, I'm going to be disappointed.
I think our starting five is like 180 million, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Something like that. Yeah. So
if they don't get there, unless, don't get me wrong, if Big Cat get hurt or we lose Big Cat or lose Brunson, then that changes the whole ball game. Then ain't nothing you can do about that, But bar injury, if this team is healthy, I expect the Knicks to be in the finals. And I'm going, and you know what? And I eat crow later. And if they don't get there, then they disappointed me. We had a disappointing season. How can you fire Tibbs? He got you to the Eastern Conference Finals, and you give Mike Brown a damn a 550 AMG with an AMG kit on it. You give Mike Brown damn near a motherfucking Maybach, a Bentley. I don't give a fuck what you call it.
True.
Give him the best roster. Tibbs didn't have a roster like this. Mike Brown got to get us to the finals.
True.
I ain't taking nothing. I ain't
True.
taking nothing.
You hit it on the nail on the head on that one. That's true.
But I believe he will. I believe he got the talent. Like I said, this team way better than last year's team.
Yeah.
Way better than last year's team. The bench is much better. The players got more continuity now because they played together for a year. They know the system. They won't know the system. They learning the system. That's why I'm really wanting to see, like I said earlier, Nick Nation, I want to see where the Knicks is at the All-Star break.
They do physical practice as well now too, which is different for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like they say, I think some of them are getting it better now, but I think it took some of them a while to adjust because it looked like sometimes that they would be tired. And I think that's because, like with Tibbs, he did more of walkthroughs. That's why that's why he said that he would drive them harder, because he felt that he didn't practice, that they didn't do physical practice. They only kind of did walkthrough and video analysis. So, but Mike Brown, actually, they say runs are real practices. Yeah. So in between days and, it's definitely if they got like 2 days, those guys are going hard and practicing. I think, because if you hadn't been doing that for a few years, that would take you a little bit to adjust to, you know what I mean? Like, hey, like, oh, wait, oh, yes, right. Yeah, I got my schedule. Okay, I got to be here, got to go practice, or as opposed to, you know what I mean? Watching through videos and stuff like that. So it's an adjustment.
Yeah, that's why I made that analogy on the show. Like, I was like, listen, you've been driving this car for 4 years. Now you got a new car. You don't know where the fucking buttons at. You know what I mean? And then you got to and that was Tibbs' car. Now you driving Mike Brown's car. Like I said, you don't know this new car. You barely know where the damn switch is at. But you reach in that damn glove compartment, get that owner's manual, which is Mike Brown's playbook, master that damn playbook. Then once you master that playbook, you would drive that car much better. And that's what's happening with the Knicks right now. They starting to
You know why I get that? I'm tell you why I get that. Because I got, I moved a year ago, right? So I get here, but I, didn't buy me an EV car. And let me tell you something, even right now, I still be like, wait, wait, the wipers, wait, why are they coming on? Wait, you got to turn them on. It's real. It is real.
It's real. Listen,
it's real.
We live in vehicles, they motor vehicles. They still they vehicles.
Yeah.
I think that's why I'm waiting to see. So far, so good. Like I said, to master come into a season with a new coach and a new system and new bench players, and still because you got the talent. I think what's driving the Knicks is their talent. I think they figured out Mike Brown's system, but their talent is carrying them to 15-7. So that's a good thing. I'm just hoping that they stay on this thing, man, and keep on riding the wave, man. Hopefully they get to the finals, man. That's all we want. All of
Divine, brother, I love you, but I'm gonna cut it short, brother.
Yeah, me too, man. I just want to.
We've been rocking for a minute here.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you've been on marathon Saturday.
Yeah, and I was on a marathon, brother. I'm getting a little
good game tomorrow. Matinee game, 12 o'clock. Get up in the morning, get your break fast, get your breakfast, get your supper. That's gonna be a fun one tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, then up early.
Yeah, then Tuesday we'd be in 8:30. We'd be in Toronto, Cup game.
Facts.
I want to see them. Listen, they already making money, but guys like real quick, like what's the guy, Toussaint, the two-way players. I want to see them get that $500,000. I want Knicks need to win that for them boys because they ain't.
No doubt, I'll be hyped. I'll stop in and I'll definitely see you on Tuesday, brother.
Yeah, yes, sir, man. Thank you, Nick Nation, for hanging out, my brother, as always.
No doubt, anytime, brother.
We'll see y'all Tuesday, or if not, we might do a recap Monday. I'll let y'all know how it go tomorrow. We might jump in tomorrow Monday, but if not, we'll see y'all on the pregame show too. The big game, man. Let's win this thing tomorrow for New York. I got the New York Knicks tomorrow. Real talk, going out there doing the thing. I got the New York Knicks 122. Just for I got 122 New York Knicks. I got the Orlando Magic 113. 122, 113 tomorrow. I think we're going to go out there and put up 120. I think we're going to hold them to 113.
I'm going with 119, 107.
I like that.
119, 107 Knicks. Let's rock
all right,
out.
Nick, my brother. Thank you, my man.
No
So
doubt,
everybody in the building, man. Thank y'all for coming in, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Enjoy the game tomorrow, man. It's going to be a fun
Big
one.
shout out to the chat. Love y'all.
Yeah,
stay good, brothers.
All right,
no
bro.
doubt.
Yes, sir.
You are now about to witness
Knicks real talk, just enter the chat. We ain't Google apps like Google Maps. We don't use our YouTube frugal with stats as usual. Fact, it's your man, the brand is hands on, going hard like calluses. Who styled this? Aiming at your mental with the game analysis. On a pregame show, read the script, you know we get it like crypto. On the rip though, I cyber decrypted, we locked them from the get go. On this Nick show, it's the co-pilots in the cloud like Microsoft. We hot like salt, the KRT drip club leading up the tip off. We flew by confident, put your Nick content in beast mode like our charm. We a cheat code, we roll the bar too far for you to reach on. We get our teach on the show that's fire. Price Knicks going to the wire. Hit the entire game, somewhere in front of me, the numbers be. They don't lie, Korea popped up from the third eye. You heard why? It's the number one pregame show that's hitting like Soto. So picture the photo of your bro to the lens of that moto. It's the OGs, we outside riding the orange blue skies. And the Metropolitans, we connect in the vets go wallowing. And the matters with the massive without shaking asses. The team streaming on major platforms and fast and fast asking who the creed that's in the building killing this Nick shit assassin.
You are now about to witness
It's the Knicks Real Talk pregame show. Flame throwing like we dropping buckets.
He's on fire!
You are now about to witness
It's the Knicks Real Talk pregame show. Flame throwing like we dropping buckets.
He's on fire!
You are now about to witness
It's the Knicks Real Talk pregame show. Flame throwing like we dropping buckets.
He's on fire! He's on fire! He's on fire!